Oh shit. Right, King, right, King. We gonna chop it up about that. We gonna catch her in some bullshit. It's top of the morning. Shout out to everybody that's in here right now. I really don't like doing these lives like this. In between time as I'm moving and grooving, because I got to get a lot of stuff done throughout the day, which I do for the most part. Um, don't have the equipment, necessarily equipment to make everything right. But yeah, I say this been sounding good for us. The what you call it? Yeah, I say y'all been able to see. What I'm saying, everything. Hey, so we're just gonna flow like this. Then I wasn't able to go live yesterday like I planned to. Uh, as I said before yesterday, if you ain't catch me, it's to my playback watchers and everybody in here right now. This Sunday might not go on as well either because I got to get a lot of stuff moved out of my old place into my new place. So, that's what I forgot to ask about. Matter of fact, the internet connection for my new place. If I had to provide myself with internet connection, it would just be cool as well. Um, I plan on getting my own router anyway. That way, I know my signal in there will be strong instead of relying on the place that I'm moving into to provide the internet service. But when I get to that point, we'll see what's going on. We'll see what it is. But for now, you know what I'm saying? Chips, appreciate everybody rocking and rolling with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we upgrading right now. Oh yeah, we upgrading, goddammit. So got the major big thing out the way, so we gotta get a lot of things tweaked off as well. But I was on my way, you know what I'm saying, because I gotta go, you know what I'm saying, modify this goddamn insurance when it opens. So it's open right now because it's 9. But figured out, why don't we do this right here? Because simple fact, there's a lot of sugarcoating. A lot of sugarcoating. And she's been watching. She don't want to say nothing because she knows she will get, excuse me, outed. Oh yeah. Just watch how she moves and watch the things she says. You know? Let me see, got 5 up in her. I'm trying to get 5 more. She got 7 up in her. Cool. We need to get 3 more. 3 more. You know what I'm saying? We'll get off to a nice, good start. That way, everybody won't be coming in, kind of, not on the same page. I used to be a case manager, exactly, in New York hotel, New York hotel shelter, in most cities do it now. Right. She's been lying for years about paying for their room. I wouldn't say that. Has, has had to pay for the room for most cases and situations. But by her being just her and the baby now, yes. The other time she had Kathy and Damo to rely on. And that's how I knew, and that's why I said all this time, when Kathy and Damo leave, watch this shit go to shit. And she tried to hold herself as much as she could. Don't get me wrong, yeah, it was a year, you know what I'm saying? You know, like she's saying, but Damo stuck in there till July, I want to say. So basically from July all the way up to February or January, late January when she finally came out. She been homeless and shit. I said, oh, okay. Just as we figured. You know, now you want to come out because you need help. And you got to rely on the internet. Like I knew she would. Yeah, like I knew she would. Damn, we got set up in there. Well, we had 10 for a hot second as I was talking. Shit. I'm trying to get 10 people up in here, man. I hate when people come in and they want us to backtrack and all that, man. I can't backtrack now. So we got 7 up in there. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to 7 that's up in there. Okay, now we got 6. Okay. So I'm going to get started anyway. Anybody come in, y'all got to fill them in because I ain't trying to fill nobody in. Like I said, how long will the city pay for the hotel? Are you asking King that? I was going to say that hotel is paid for 3 months, which is 90 days. That's for sure. That's why I say if you trip off of she talking about June the 1st, she want to be out of there. True. She does want to be out of there. But at the same time, she's not out of there and she ain't got the money to get out of there. She's gonna have to reapply. And then we got June, July, August. If she get another 90 day. But once again, we gonna see. We gonna see because everything gonna add up. Oh yeah, everything definitely gonna add up. But let me go ahead and start. You do a lot of 90 days. True, you can. But she ain't been trying to do nothing in 90 days. Like I said, all this money she been asking for has mainly been the money, what I'm saying, to go in her pocket, you know what I'm saying? Because look, she got a new wig. How can't she afford a new motherfucking wig? You know? How can she afford a new wig? This person, you know what I'm saying, they're talking about they paying day by day and shit. How can she afford a new wig? Then she claims she got a job interview. We're going to get to all that. Let me go ahead and start it.
Content creator came to me and asked me to collab with her. I was like, cool, because my audience had been asking me to collab with this specific person. Now that I'm not collaborating with her, I'm not going to say who she is.
Right. You're not going to say who she is because the simple fact, we're going to reach out to her and let her know the real deal. Because if you ain't going to collab with her, why not? I mean, shit, why not? Because, we're going to reach out to her and she's going to find out the real deal. If this was possible or if this was supposed to happen, let me say that. Who knows? Because, the rat, you know what I'm saying, rat finds people, you know what I'm saying? we see that.
We thought I was going to do it until yesterday. I was speaking to her manager and something felt off.
Yeah, something felt off. The panel is not going to go the way I want it to go. That's what felt off. Ain't that right, Sansaray?
The whole conversation seemed right, but something felt off.
Yeah.
And I kept saying,
what could possibly feel off? Think about it. What could possibly feel off about getting on the panel and discussing whatever the fuck y'all gonna discuss? Nothing. It's that, hey, this ain't gonna be going the way I wanted to go when it's her channel. Oh, you can't ask me about that. I'll talk about that, but you can't ask me about that. That's what was off.
Sorry, you know yourself so well. Listen to me. There is something off about this. Listen to it. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. Your discernment is telling you that something is wrong. Just listen. And all of the other times when I don't listen, something messed up happens.
Yeah.
Something crazy
something messed up happens. Well, what possibly messed up can happen, Sansaray? What's so hard about answering, plain simple questions, Sasha Ray? Nothing. Once again, things don't go the way you wanted to go. And when things come on, when you get on the panel, you see you got control of it. You start doing your little fuck shit. You high, he just laugh for no reason and shit. Gear the channel. I mean, gear the topic the way you wanted to go. That's what you start doing.
I have to clean up. So this time, after listening to everything that was said, I just declined the offer, and I was like, just something.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Once again, she comes in with demands. God bless. That's what you got to peep out about her. She comes in with demands to control the conversation the way she wanted to go, because you trip off of anytime she get on a panel with these people, and they got a particular topic. It's like only so far she's able to critique. Then she veers the conversation the way she wants it to go. And you can't go on these people panels doing that, because they got to keep control. They're the host, not her. They are the host.
I'm not going to elaborate on it. I'm going to leave it alone because, it is another content creator that I definitely have a lot of respect for. And I'm not trying to drag her or her team or anything like that. I don't do shit like that.
Yeah, stop lying. Stop lying, because if shit go left, you ain't going to have no problem with trying to out her. So stop. That's what I said. Listen to
her. It was interesting. It was just something just seeing
something.
It has something to do with Facebook live stream and Facebook podcasts and Facebook live events. Like I just can't explain it. It's just something was off.
Right. Something was off. It wasn't gonna go the way I wanted to go, but so it's off. Yeah.
So I decided not to do that, and I was going to get $3,000 from that, and that was supposed to be on the 8th of next week. My son's birthday is next week. We throw him a birthday party at school and at home, try to do something amazing for him. I'm not sure what I'm going to get him for his birthday. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. I figure it out though. But anyway, so I don't know what maybe another scooter, because remember his scooter was in the trunk when they repossessed my car the week before Christmas. Like his scooter was back there that he had been riding for like a year and a half, and his Christmas presents was in there, and they repossessed the car. So I don't know what I'm going to get him for his birthday. He does have an Amazon wish list. I was showing my mother the Amazon wish list, and she was looking at the wish list like, which one of these things does he need? Does he truly want? And I'm like, at the end of the day, he wants or needs all of it. I mean, he's an autistic child, so to me, it's like if.
All right, let me fast forward this.
His last day of school was like May 20th or something like that, so we will be able to move somewhere close but cheaper, and the school bus will still come to get him. So I'm trying to maybe go to the neighboring town where it's a little bit cheaper, or I might have to pull him out of that school altogether and just go to another special education school in a cheaper county that I can actually afford, unless I get this job today. Today I have a job interview, and that job is going to be paying me at least $130,000 a year as a business analyst. And that's what I do. I'm a data analyst, data scientist, and
a business analyst. Oh my God! Really, Sansaray, $130,000. You don't have no fucking work history. Okay. Now, what y'all think she's gonna come back and say? Oh, I'm waiting on the call. I'm waiting for them to call me back. I don't know if I got the job or not. That's what I think she's gonna come back and say.
Because I have a degree in business, it's easy for me to switch over to becoming a business analyst. So hopefully I will get that job. And it's a remote job. I only would have to show up in the office maybe 4 or 5 times a month. So hopefully I'll get that job. But I have that interview today. But the way that they do interviews here in California is very different. You don't do one interview. Okay, you do a series of interviews, right? And in Atlanta, it never used to be like that. You might do one interview with maybe a recruiter, and then they do.
Right, More. We talked about that as well. to sit here and be hosting, you know what I'm saying, extravagant motherfucking birthday party while you're living in your car and shit. We talked about that. Now, you asked her about was that a scam? She gonna have every excuse in the world why I wasn't. Oh, okay.
Some type of meet and greet with their client or something like that. And that's it. Here it's like, okay, you might meet up with a recruiter and then you have an interview with that recruiter and then you have an interview with that company and then you have an interview with that department. So you'll have a group interview. They do like a lot of group interviews where it's other people in there that's competing with you for the job. So they'll sit down 3 or 4 candidates at a time and try to interview us all at once. And to me, I've never like experienced anything like that. Like to me, that's like awkward. You know what I mean? Like I'm also the type of person like I don't like to go to those showcases where they like an open house for a home. I think it's inappropriate to go to an open house where other people who also want to buy the home are there. And
no, it's not inappropriate because everybody looking for certain things in a home when they buy a home, Sansa. It's just what it is.
Hovering over you as you're like looking at the house and deciding whether or not you want to live there, like stuff like that. I just think it's inappropriate. So I don't know. I guess it's just where I come from, and on the West Coast, you do a lot of things different. Like a lot of the
what the fuck you mean?
Houses here.
Bitch, they got open houses nationwide. What the fuck are you talking about?
Here, even the last house I lived in, I had to go to an open house to see it, and I went through a realtor to get my house. And the funny thing is, on the East Coast, you kind of you can find a house on your own. You don't need really to have a realtor. But here, when you get a realtor, it's easier for you.
Exactly, Kane. It was all bullshit. All bullshit. Not only that, she ain't finna get this fucking job, y'all. There's no fucking job interview. This bitch gonna come in with that raglan shawl. No, bitch, you supposed to be in the motherfucking suit attire. Come on now. Ain't no fucking job interview.
For you to get a house faster than you looking for a house on your own, like maybe like Zillow or.
Think about something. If she had a job interview, it's 9 o'clock right now. Job interview is probably gonna take place, gotta take place before 12 o'clock. So that means she has to catch the bus there. Catch the bus there, she gotta be there ahead of time. 2-3 hours, you know what I'm saying? She gotta get up. You know, unless she's talking about catching the Uber. Then after that, she got to motherfucking hurry up, get back, so she be in time enough to get baby justice. And I'm gonna prove to y'all that she didn't have a job interview. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to prove to y'all. Watch.
Rent.com or something like that, or like Redfin. If you find you a decent real estate agent, you can get you a house really, really quick. I don't know if it's like that now on the East Coast because I haven't lived over there and haven't been over there in like 6 years.
No, we fast all this shit.
Helpful. But hopefully I'll just get this job and I won't need, any of that anymore. Like hopefully today I could just go through the first interview and then wish me luck, pray on that, because I genuinely just want that specific job because it's perfect for me. It's like I know exactly how to do that job. I know, I've done that job before. And
where at Sansaray? Where at Sansaray? Where you do that job at Sansaray? Nowhere.
Like a lot of the business analyst stuff that I've been trying to apply. So that's like dope to me. I really want that job. And the pay is pretty dope and it's remote. So I can be here for my son when he gets off the bus.
Think about that, y'all. What fucking business analyst does a fucking remote work? Think about that shit. Somebody Google up business analyst, because I don't have the hold on. Get my iPad right quick. Got my iPad in my book bag right here. Yeah, sure do. Oh fuck, my shit is low. Damn. Let me hook my shit up, y'all.
And stuff like that. So I really just want this particular job specifically because the pay is good, the arrangement is good. The job, I just want it so bad. And if I don't get it, I understand what God has for me. God has for me. But I'm telling you, I just want this particular job, so I hope I get it today. So anyway, I wanted to get on here and talk about some things that people were asking me about yesterday when I was doing my live stream, and some comments that people left me on my on that particular video. And one thing that stood out to me, if you don't know the live stream that I did yesterday, I was talking about how I was going to go ahead and file for captain abandonment's parental rights taken away from him because of the experience.
You gonna file for some parental rights to get taken from? Oh, okay. You have to get attorney for that, Sasha. You don't have the money.
Yes, I had with him and that hood booger hyena that he dates. Last week, when they decided to fly 2,000 miles from Georgia to California to file a restraining order against me, right? And all because he wants to silence me. And anybody that knows me, you know that I know that there has been a significant rise in single parent homes. And
you know there's been a significant rise in single parent homes. Okay, and the fuck can you do about it? Nothing.
My biggest thing is encouraging women to make better choices in men so they can.
Oh, you want women to make better choices in men? Who are you? Who are you to sit here and dictate who needs to be with who? You ain't got nobody. So why would they fuck the way they listen to a motherfucker who ain't got nobody? Oh, sis, you don't need to be with him. Really?
And stop being single mothers. I have been celibate for 8 years, and I encourage women to stay celibate, especially if they have young children.
Yeah, stay celibate as long as she's celibate. She ain't getting she ain't getting no attention. She don't try to have none or no attention either. She wants y'all to be just like her, all fucked up.
To be celibate, and then when their children get to a certain age, then maybe start dating. But the reason why a single mother will have like multiple baby daddies and have a whole bunch of young kids that she can't take care of is because the lack of
Right. Exactly, King. She can't take shit away. That's not finna happen. That's not finna happen at all. I mean, she's sitting on her talking that shit, but that's not finna happen. You know, because she was trying to do it just so she wouldn't get the child support. But that's not gonna happen. No people want their money, just like I told you yesterday. Told y'all yesterday. And she said, "If you," I was listening to this shit. When we get to that point, I'm gonna break that shit down because she sound real fucking ridiculous.
Have all these different baby daddies and all these kids that you can't financially prepare for.
That's you. You got 2 kids you can't motherfucking financially prepare for either. That's why your fucking daughter left.
To prepare for. The goal for me is to teach these women to actually keep their vaginas.
Yeah, I heard about that, y'all. I heard about that. She posted a mugshot. Yeah, and it goes to show you that this bitch be up all fucking night digging so fucking deep to find something. But if you sit here and ask how you get that sounds right, oh, somebody sent it to me. That's like I said. That's the shit y'all need to call her out on when you're over there on your dummy accounts. But like, hey, well, somebody sent you that sounds right. Why did they send you a job application? See, everybody can see this fuck shit, but nobody can help her out to send her a job. Don't make sense.
To themselves, make better choices in men. And I also want to keep my foot on the neck of those men who feel like it's okay for them to abandon their children.
You want to keep your foot on the neck of some men that you ain't got shit to do with that'll be abandoning children. Really? Well, it sounds like you need to go to the white community. Shit, they abandon motherfuckers all the time and kill their kids. The whole fucking family, sounds right. You don't need to come over to the black community trying to tell us what the fuck to do.
Too many times, our community, especially inside of the black community, we don't hold Black men accountable for abandoning their children. That's why it happens so much. So it's going to take a team effort from both Black men and women to do the proper things that they need to do in order to stop this from continuing to happen inside of our community, because it's not beneficial for a whole bunch of people to just be out here, trying to maneuver around co-parenting, and a lot of people just don't co-parent at all, and men just abandon their children altogether and shit like that. So I just been telling my story about my experience as a single mother and having to deal with raising a child alone, and his father not being present and things like that. So yesterday I was talking about how I was filing to get his parental rights terminated, and to file charges against him for child abandonment and child neglect. And
how the fuck are you gonna sit here and file child neglect, child abandonment for a child you never fucking met? That doesn't make sense, Sansaray. But I get it. You wanted to make sense to you. It doesn't. It doesn't make no fucking sense. How can you sit here and file a charge against somebody for child neglect and child abandonment for a kid they never met? You talking like shit. He had the kid for a whole day and just left. That's why she talking. This man has never met his child. But you want to sit here and file for child neglect and child abandonment? Oh, okay. But if that sounds good to you to make you feel good, hold on. Exactly to my inbox. Exactly to my inbox.
I said that I wanted to, take him off child support altogether because it's only $264 a month, and that's always been chump change.
Oh, it's always been chump change. Well, I could pull that's two motherfucking nights in that motherfucking hotel.
But the reason why he decided to fly his ass all the way over here to this side of the United States was because I did a child support modification.
Nah. Now stop with the bullshit. They don't even. It doesn't add up, Sansa Ray. It doesn't fucking add up.
That after 7 years of talking about my experience as a single mother, he didn't think to come over here and check me.
Right. Positive. That's what I said yesterday. For all y'all that wasn't in here, she talking this shit right here. Them people gonna want their motherfucking money. Flat the fuck out. Because if that was the case, a lot of motherfuckers be sit here sign off on their parental rights just so they get taken off. And it ain't gonna happen like that.
Shit like that. But now that I'm filing to modify child support, now you got enough batteries of gas to fly across the country. And you didn't even come and see your son when you got here. So, that's just
because he didn't come and see his son when he got there. Let me repeat this again because I believe I said it. Let's pretend he did come and see his son. Let's pretend. If he did come and see his son, it'd have been a problem still. Oh, after all this time, you want to see your son. It'd be something. She gonna make something out of nothing. She just said everything under the sun. Oh, you could come see your son by yourself. Oh, you didn't bring the right things for your son when you came. It's gonna be something. No matter what you do with this sorry ass bitch right here, it's gonna be something.
Display of not being interested in fathering, and too many times women or the Black community in general. And
oh yeah, Gaviri. I guess I said it right. That's why she saved her 5 o'clock shadow. Oh man, yeah. Oh yeah, she hate me over her. I already know that. I hate her with too many facts.
and encourage them to believe that that type of behavior is okay, especially the women in that man's life, maybe the mothers, the sisters, the girlfriends. enable these men, even if they're single mothers themselves, or they have been abandoned with children themselves, or even if they're just wives and, they might be stepmothers or something like that. They still enable the other men to encourage them to treat other women poorly and other children poorly. And I think that's inappropriate. So my whole point of expressing myself as far as my story and my situation is to encourage women to make better choices than men and start holding them.
Why don't you encourage women to not be homeless like you all the time? Why don't you encourage women not to be in shelters and motherfucking extended stays all the time with, small kids? I think that's more important than sit here and worry about this so-called black men abandoning their children all the time. Don't y'all think? Why don't you do that, Sansa?
Themselves and these men accountable by practicing celibacy and keeping their foot on these dudes' neck when they think they're about to disappear.
No. You can't make a motherfucker do what they don't want to do, Sansa. A motherfucker gonna do what they want to do, just like you doing now. You were told to shut the fuck up and leave them people alone. But what you come on this motherfucker still doing? Still talking all this motherfucking nonsense. Still talking this nonsense.
After they created a child voluntarily, like if you man enough to lay
and bitch, you lay down and open your motherfucking legs. Nobody didn't have a gun up to your head. So stop with the bullshit. Same thing with the other women you claim you're trying to help. Nobody didn't have a gun up to their head.
up with a woman and procreate with her, you should be man enough to be able to provide for that child emotionally.
And he's providing. He's providing. He just ain't provide the way you want him to provide. You can't provide the way you need to provide. Because if you could, bitch, you wouldn't be in a motherfucking extended stay hotel. It should be a motherfucking law against that.
Financially, children need both of their parents. Okay, children don't need just one person just being there. Now, there is.
Oh, so now you changing the narrative on this shit. Remember, me and the baby don't need you. Now you need him. Ain't that a bitch? Y'all remember that? Me and the baby don't need you. But now her and the baby need him. Goddamn, bitch, pick one.
Some exceptions to that because it's like you want your children to be around a healthy situation. You don't want your kids around like a broken situation. You know what I mean?
Oh, you want to? Okay, let's go off of that. Look where the fuck you at, bitch. Fucking clothes piled up on the goddamn motherfucking sofa. Shit every motherfucking word. That's not a healthy situation. Fucking trash overflowing. That's not a healthy situation, Sans Ray. You teach your son how to be a motherfucking mess. Walk around with his shit in his fucking drawers. That's neglect right there.
Two broken parents or one broken parent, or you know what I mean? It has to be a healthy, stable environment. And so every day I just try my hardest to make sure my son has, a stable environment around him, considering the circumstances.
That's not a stable environment that you're in, Sansa Ray. Not at all. You feel that boy more than once. And he's in your care 24/7. That boy been in more hotels than homes.
Circumstances that we're in, and pretty so far it's been pretty good. It's not like
no, it ain't been pretty good, bitch. It ain't been pretty good. Shut the fuck up.
Experience like living in a hotel can be like if you pick the wrong hotel to be in, but because we're like in a safe environment and it's kind of like it's not that bad for him, and his school is close, and he's getting his education, he's getting his speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, all the things that
how he's getting this shit when he's always fucking home, bitch? How break this shit down to us on what he's learning. I bet you can't.
He needs in order to improve. He's getting all of those things, so he's in a good position. You know what I mean? He's like well taken care of. He's fed. He's clothed.
His fucking hair ain't combed. He walk around with shit in his fucking drawers. The fuck out of here.
He's, clean. And
no, he ain't clean, bitch. Stop lying. He ain't clean, bitch.
When I said I needed help and I had told people like I needed someone to help me, like to be the trampoline for me.
Bitch, why don't you help yourself? Why don't you help yourself? Try that.
I appreciate people stepping up and being, a part of a community and not being judged.
Now, we got a motherfucker be his motherfucking daddy. Ain't that a bitch? Because you can't get your shit together. The worst place on earth, the internet. You want to come, you know what I'm saying, this motherfucking ask everybody to be his motherfucking daddy. Ain't that something, y'all? Ain't that something?
Judgmental and having empathy and sympathy for me during this time, because it took a lot out of me to have the courage to get on social media and admit that I slept in my car for a year.
You shouldn't have to come on social media. Social media is not a resource, bitch. The resource is at your local motherfucking State Department.
And that I've been living in a hotel for 5 months, considering that the last time you guys really saw me posting heavy on social media, I was posting financial wellness content and encouraging.
Yeah. Why you was broke? Oh, okay.
Women women, but everyone in general, to get an investment portfolio and get life insurance and to do everything.
Get all this bullshit that you ain't got. Okay.
That they need to do in order to stay financially in a good place. And then a year or so later, I'm like struggling like crazy. And to me, it seemed like I could no longer teach financial wellness after that, because I know how social media is. Y'all gonna look at me like I must have some money management problems.
Okay. Okay, y'all released that message. That's why I was stopping it. Yeah. Make sure make sure y'all watch these messages now.
If I was living in my car and then suddenly, I'm in a hotel, but it wasn't the money management or the financial literacy that I do have that put me in this position. What put me in this position is the fact that, number one, I'm raising a child alone.
No, my God. Oh my God. What put you in this situation? You're raising a child alone. Really, Sansa Ray? There's a lot of women out here raising their child alone, you know? And a lot of women are out here doing what they need to do to keep a roof over their child's head. Sansa Ray. So you can stop with the bullshit because you're raising a child alone. Miss, I made 6 figures, you know? But you want to use that as an excuse? Go ahead, because you don't sound right. You want to sit here talking about you teach financial wellness, but you can't keep a roof over your motherfucking child head. Come on now. Make it make sense. Oh, I mean, you know something, man, I forgot to shout the donations that came in while I'm waiting over through the week. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my playback as well. If you didn't see the quick live I did yesterday, definitely take time out to watch it. If you're not getting the post notifications when I'm on, what you need to do is unsubscribe, subscribe back, and make sure you hit the bell. So do all that over again if you're not getting the notifications that I'm on. This algorithm is throwing a lot of people stuff off. YouTube, I noticed when they focus on one thing, that's what they be doing, trying to how to make it better. And what's been happening is that people who you subscribe to, uh, they're not able to pick up everybody notifications to alert you. Because right now it seems like YouTube is trying to get they working. It seems like they're working on a feature where people who you not subscribe to get you to subscribe to them. It's that type of thing that's going on now. I don't know if y'all noticed that. You ever notice how somebody you're not subscribed to, but it keeps throwing you their commercials or their postings right in front of your face? That's what they basically right now is uh, dealing with. So that's what's throwing the algorithm off of people who you are subscribed to. That sometimes you might get the notifications, sometimes you don't. So once again, if you're not getting the notifications, just hit the unsubscribe and subscribe back and hit the bell notifications. and skim through 2 or 3 videos. That's all you got to do. All right.
That's number one. Number two, my son is special needs, so it kind of puts me in a different,
no. It's only putting you in a different situation because you want to be in a different situation. The fuck up out of here. My sister got 4 kids, bitch, and one of them autistic, and she still go to work. She still keep a motherfucking roof over her kid's head, and she's doing mainly everything by her motherfucking self. So stop with the bullshit.
Situations where it's hard to like keep some regular work, and anyone who has a child who's special needs, we know that there are some parents out there who can, handle it. Their children don't need all of this extreme like support when raising their children, and then you have other mothers who do need additional support. Not all mothers are the same. Some mothers can feel like they can go out here and do everything on their own and they don't need any help, and they take pride in that.
Yeah, they don't. They're supposed to take pride in it because they're doing what they need to do. You the one not taking pride in it because you don't want to do shit.
Personally, I was not that woman. That is not me. I do not. No, I never wanted to be a single mother. I never wanted to do any of this alone.
No, it's not about being a single mother, bitch. It's about playing your fucking part. You ain't been playing your part all this time. You've been having help. Every time you get help, you get lazy. Lazier, let me say that.
And I always felt like it was inappropriate for any woman to do it alone, especially if they're raising a child with special needs. So I'm not the woman that.
Well, if you always feel like that, why the fuck would you lick come out your ragged ass mouth? Me and the baby don't need you. So that's why this bitch is full of fucking shit.
Brag about, well, I had 3 jobs and did such and such. I got 5 kids and I do blah blah blah. I'm not them. Okay, I'm not built like that.
Oh, okay. If you're not built like that, why you always sit here talking about, oh, I got all these degrees, I'm smarter than you then? If you're not built like that, why you keep throwing that shit out there when you ain't got shit? Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Okay. Like, it doesn't mean that they're better mothers than me or I'm better mother than them. It's just like how you work in 3 and 4 jobs and taking care of 5 kids. Like, your kids don't see you. Like, when do you spend time with your children? 9 times out of 10,
they spend some time with their kids. The kids are, most likely helping out. Just like your kid was.
Disciplining them, you don't have time to. You're not spending time with them, you don't have time to. You're not loving on them, you don't have time to. So they're probably misbehaving in school, being inappropriate, all types of things. But then on top of that, if you have like autistic children need their parents present. And it would be better if those children have both of their parents. And my son does not have both of his parents. So that's another thing.
Yeah. He don't have both his parents because his ragged ass mama.
It's just like I really don't like when other single mothers try to like compare their situation to mine, because I never do that with them. I always try to be understanding and share, empathy and compassion for them in general, because a mom is a mom is a mom. We all deserve respect because of how difficult it is to raise children, regardless of whether your child is special needs or not. You know what I mean? So it's, for me, it's like, don't compare yourself to.
Right. BZ. She has one child and she not loving on him or spending time with him. Right. Talking all this shit. And this bitch ain't doing nothing. Shit. She trying to find more ways and dig up some bullshit to see what motherfucking priest's doing than anything.
To me, and I won't compare myself to you and judge you and side eye you and say, bitch, you need to do this, bitch, you need to. I'm not for all of that. So anyway, I wanted to answer a couple of questions from yesterday from the live stream. Inside of one of the live streams was 2 comments that I want to address before I start looking in the chat, because I haven't looked in the chat yet to answer whatever's in there. But there's something interesting that was shared with me. Hold on, who is it? One person said to me, And it was on my live stream called Single Moms, You Have the Right to Remain Silent or Not, because I was explaining why I share my story and why it's important that other mothers share their story, because when you share your experience and you spread awareness about what we are experiencing.
Bitch, read the fucking question. You always sit there trying to explain your bullshit.
It will encourage other mothers, encourage other men to stop abandoning their children. So the whole point of all of this is for everybody to make better decisions, okay? Telling my story is not me just on here venting because I feel like...
Yes, you are. Yes, you are venting. Because if you wasn't venting, you won't be talking about them currently. The fuck up out of here.
Release, even though that's a good thing for people who need it for the healing. I need it for the healing at some point. But for the most part, the whole point...
Bitch, it's been 8 years. 8 fucking years. What has changed, Sansaray, since you've been doing all this advocating for single mothers? Not a goddamn thing.
Of me sharing my story, writing my books, writing my blogs, and so people can see the experience that I'm having with being a single mom.
That you chose to be a single mom, bitch. You chose to be one. So that's on you. That's the choice you made. Now deal with it.
Being an autistic child with a father who is bitter, because oftentimes...
Okay. So the father bitter now. He's talking about you. How is he bitter, Sansaray? He's not talking about you. Seem like you one more bitter. You talk about him more than he ain't thinking about your monkey ass.
Enough. We talk about how bitter single mothers are, how single mothers are poor, and how single mothers have all this bad behavior, and how nobody should date single mothers, and all this type of stuff. But do we really sit down and talk about the moms who are actually decent moms, who just want the fathers of their children to provide for their children when they don't, because of their own bitterness or their own frustrations for being called out for the negative shit that they do? You know what I'm saying? So we don't talk about that enough. So that's what I'm here for. All right. So this person said...
I thought we were supposed to be talking about autism, Miss Autism Mom. What happened to that? I thought we ain't heard shit about autism. Still. We ain't heard shit about autism from the Autism Mom.
Said to me, where's it?
Yeah, appreciate that positive. Yeah, most likely. I mean, it's not most likely. Most definitely. Show me some love on the likes. Yeah, show me some love on the likes. We got 37 up here, 21 already hit it.
She said, I think her name is Tania. She said, if you're going to keep talking anyway, why take him off child support?
Right.
What he wants is for you to keep quiet. Things are going to stay that way. Things are going to stay the way they are now. He's been paying child support, which is $264.
Regardless how much is, bitch, I don't give a fuck. He's paying your ass $50 fucking. Bitch, he's helping your monkey ass out. And she has a point, you dumb fuck.
Still not that he has to pay child support. You're going to take this man off child support when that's not the problem. The problem is that he's trying to silence you. So why take him off when the drama is going to continue on?
Exactly.
Keep talking. So why take him off? If you don't intend on taking him off, you said you don't want to deal with him and his drama, right?
Right.
So why keep talking when you know that that's where the real drama is, not child support?
Exactly.
And talking like taking him off child support is going to stop the drama. How, if you're not done talking, I'm just wondering.
Exactly. Exactly. She has a fucking valid point. Shouts out to that sister. Shouts out to her. Look at this bitch. Look how she look. Oh my God. This sounds too logic. This sounds too logic. Now I ain't heard this, but I'm willing to bet she's finna slick this sister right here. But she wants to help black women though. How you want to help black women? You gonna slick this some Sansa Ray? You know? Let's see. But that sister made sense. See, that was a good curveball at that bitch. Shouts out to that sister, but she told it like it was.
Like, I'm not acting like, for clarification for anyone who may feel the same way as this person, I'm not acting like me taking him off child support or me terminating his parental rights is going to stop the drama. And I, at the end of the day, believe that there are two problems happening for here for him. Okay, there's
see. No. You want to throw it on him? No, she's talking about you. She's talking about you, Sansaray, not him. She's talking about you. Y'all see how she threw this? You know what I'm saying? Flipped it. Well, see, these are the two problems right here. See, I believe these are the two problems right here is him. No. She's talking about you, Sansaray. Remember, we need to take accountability, Sansaray. Here it is right here. Let's see how you going to hold yourself accountable. Oh, you're not. You're going to flip it towards them. Watch.
One problem is his baby mama is putting her foot on his neck. All right. She's like, you're a deadbeat and you should take care of
No. How the fuck you going to sit here and tell her what she need to do? Told you. You need to worry about what the fuck Sansaray need to do.
You did what you were supposed to do and all this stuff, right? Then the second problem is he doesn't want the child support to be modified. He doesn't want to have to pay more child support. Okay, so I think people are forgetting that's the main reason why he flew all the way over here.
No,
see, remember,
no. That's not the main reason why he. No. See, like I said, she's flipping this shit the way she wants to be flipped. That woman is talking about you and your accountability and your actions, not him. She's talking about you.
I've been on the mic for what, 7 years now? Right? I've been on the mic. So
you've been on the mic longer than that.
This, he could have flew across here and talked to me about it or reached out to me, talked to me.
Bitch, he can't even talk to you over the fucking phone. You always come with some extra nonsense bullshit. Nobody wants to talk to you, Sansaray. You know that. So if he would have flew, sit the kite, it will be a fucking problem.
Anybody, but he never did. He never emailed me and said anything or nothing. Troll said something.
He shouldn't have to motherfucker do all that. Remember, me and the baby don't need you.
The hood booger hyena girlfriend of his said something to me for like 3 years. She was emailing me for him. But see, I
said what's going on in the corner, bottom above her lip. I don't know. Yeah, you know, all type of shit going on with her. This bitch don't even wash her ass. Shit, so it ain't no telling what's going on with her.
And have a kid with her. I don't even know her like that. So for me, it's like if he wants me to say something differently about him or he wants to do something, me to have something different, then
it should be your fucking concern. Your main concern need to be getting your monkey ass up out of that motherfucking extended stay hotel room. And it's not his responsibility, Sansaray. It's yours because you're the primary custodial parent, Sansaray, not him. He's doing his part by playing his support order. You need to stop fucking worrying about what the fuck he doing. That's your fucking problem. That's just your fucking problem. Worry about what the fuck he doing. You need to worry about what Sansaray needs to motherfucking do.
Address me man to woman. You know what I mean? Not having all these other people reaching out to me and shit. Because when I want to speak to him, I'll reach out to him. But I haven't reached out to him. Like I don't know his phone number. And even about him, I try not to,
You're right.
If he wants to talk to me, he knows how to find me. Like anybody knows how to find me. Like, it's not that complicated. It's just like my email address is out there. My phone number is out there. All of my social media platforms is out there. If he wanted to talk to me directly, he could have. He just never tried.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Stop lying. Yes, he did, Sansaray. You know that. See, you forgot. You forgot already. The man reached out to you years ago. And what you do, you got back on your fuck shit.
And even this time around, as we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now, he has yet to address me as a human being is just sit down and talk. He has
That's because you're not a human being, Sansa Ray. Nobody could conversate with you. If people could conversate with you, people will be able to come up on that fucking panel. You wouldn't have had a problem, you know what I'm saying, going to the so-called other content creator panel. Nobody can communicate with you.
He hasn't done that. So it's like the whole restraining order thing is to me like a way to try to control me. Um, Not really because, I mean, I, I
Right. Yeah, let me trump up a lie to sound good. Right.
put it like this. I think at the end of the day, it's about money. You know what I'm saying?
Regardless of what it's about, Sansa Ray need to do what the fuck she need to do. Sansa Ray need to worry about what Sansa Ray needs to be worried about. Stop worrying about what other fucking people doing. Stop counting other people's fucking pockets. Who the fuck are you?
Everything else don't matter. As long as he gets to keep his money, that's all he care about to me at the end of the day. He's a very selfish person. So he's probably the type of person, I'm just assuming, probably
He's a very selfless person, right? That's a lie, Sansa Ray. You know it. Come on now. I mean, it sounds good to the people who don't know. But chat, let's bring this up. And we know this for a fact. If this man was a very selfish person, she would have never had a motherfucking roof over her head when she had nowhere to go when she got into Andre, right or wrong. If he was a very selfish person, Sansa Ray, when he went off to work, who had his car? Sansa Ray. But he's a very selfish person. Does that sound like a very selfish person, y'all? Does that sound like a very selfish person? Because he's even selfish when you ain't had nowhere to go. Yeah, that's on you. Shit, it ain't got nothing to do with that. If he's a very selfish person, he wouldn't let you use his car. Shit, I still got my car. It's paid for. I ain't the one to tell you go out and get an Uber rental. That's a very selfish person right there, Sans Ray. But I get it. Those for the ones, who don't know the whole story. That's why you telling this shit like this.
she's probably the type of person that don't give a fuck about the drama, don't give a fuck about what he has to do in order to keep money in his pocket, right? So paying more child support for a child he's never met, like put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah, I did.
He doesn't want him. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I did. I put myself in that man's shoes plenty of times. I wouldn't want to talk to your raggedy ass. I wouldn't even want to have shit to do. I fucking deal with you.
About him, he doesn't want to pay for child support. Child support is garnished from his pay. So
okay, whether he want to or not, he's still paying it. So what the fuck they got to do with the subject in hand? Nothing.
Not like he could just go off and make a shit ton of money and not tell the government. You know what I mean?
Right, Linus. Right, Linus. She keeps making it about her. That is why. Priest needs to let her be. She wants to be so important to him. Right. Exactly. This is what this shit is all about. It's about her. It ain't about no damn baby. It's about her. The way she wants things to go. No, you need to find the best interest, you know what I'm saying, to meet, halfway, Sans Ray. But not dealing with Sans Ray? No, it needs to go this way. It's always something with this bitch.
It's against the law for him to do that. And knowing if you're dealing with somebody like me, I'm going to find out and I'm going to do whatever I can to provide for my son because that's not my money. That's my son's money. It's different. It's not my money. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm at a position now to where I'm feeling like I'm needing help. I mean, and actually the bad part is over. I'm starting to get to the better part to where I'm doing better. So the time I really needed him was when we was living in a car and shit like that. So anyway, I think.
Well, the time you really needed him is when you were in the car. Really? So how does he know that y'all were living in a fucking car? He didn't. You know damn well he didn't. But you sit here saying it because it sounds good. You sit here saying that shit because you know damn well nobody didn't know you was living in your car until you said something. And it took you much, you know what I'm saying, to say that you were living in the car, even though we figured the shit out. But that doesn't mean that he knows that you were living in the car. Y'all were living in the car because of Sansaray. Miss I make 6 figures. She ain't have her 6 figures figured out. That's not Priest's fault. That's Sansaray fault.
I think the biggest problem for me is money. I don't even think it's me talking about him because I've been talking about him. And, he never really reached out to me about it himself.
The biggest part is money. What money, Sansaray? What money? A modification? A 50, maybe $100 modification? Come on now. Come on.
And to me, having a conversation between the two of us without social media, without other women, because usually he'll use the women in his life as a filter to discuss things with me, and that's inappropriate when it comes to our son. So if he wanted to directly,
that's inappropriate. He tried the appropriate way. There's no talking with your monkey ass. You know that. But I forgot, you know what I'm saying? You got to put on this facade for the internet to make it seem like, oh, you the most easiest person to get along with. When your chat knows, every fucking body knows. Nobody wants to talk to you. You can't be talked to.
contact me and talk to me directly. He could have. He just never did. And I never reached out to him. I think the last time.
Okay, well, if you didn't reach out to him, how the fuck did he know that you was in the motherfucking car, bitch? You see how you fucking contradicted your regular ass self?
Conversation we had was 2019. So do I feel like the drama would stop once I file for termination of parental rights and get him off of child support? I think it would decrease immensely because
no, it won't.
The frustration.
No, it won't. You still gonna talk about him. You still gonna talk about him, bitch. No matter what. He can be doing everything from A to fucking Z. And some. And you still gonna motherfucking find something to talk about.
Is that the hood booger hyena said in the obsessive email was that she felt it was petty that I was modifying child support off of some pictures of them being on vacation. But the picture with them with the tropical birds, the ridiculous one that I laugh at all the time.
Oh, a tropical bird is ridiculous. You know goddamn well if you been on that island, you'd have took pictures of the goddamn birds too. You'd have put it on your Instagram and everything. So you sit here talking about the birds look ridiculous. Goddamn, at least they wash their ass.
Weird photograph. To me, it's like you're showing me that you have a level of financial stability and that you are in a position to provide more than $264 a month in child support. So,
and justice is there right now, y'all. Justice is there right now. I don't think y'all caught that. I caught it. Justice is there right now. That boy is not in school, y'all.
So,
look at him.
I to tell y'all that the blog, you can go to sauceray.com and click on Read My Mind and see the blog post that I wrote about this if you want to go check it out.
That's why she's looking at the side of her motherfucking corner of her eye. Justice is there right now. Okay. Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. He's there, Linus. He's there. That's why she started typing real fast and look out the corner of her eye. He's there. I heard a little something, and she hurried throwing her glasses, and she got to doing all this, typing on the motherfucking computer.
Yeah, you click on SouthSurreyMonique.com and then you go to read my mind. And
that's why she looking at the corner eye.
It's about Captain Abandonment and the Hood Booger Hyena. So I do I feel like the drama will reduce significantly? Probably. But I mean, if you're a deadbeat dad, like put yourself in his shoes. Wouldn't you be pissed? Especially when you're trying to hide that and you no longer want to deal with that. Like your child's mother wants you want that woman to disappear and that child you want to act like you never had and stuff. Wouldn't you want that to go away? You like think about it. You would. You would lie about it. You would do everything that you need to do to get it to like no longer be there because you don't want to deal with it. And I think what's interesting about all of it as well is just like as a woman when you are dating a man and you've been dating him for a year or so and then suddenly you find out of nowhere.
Yeah, she got some money. She got the motherfucking donations. That room was paid for all this time, y'all. She lucky I ain't on my motherfucking laptop. I'll make a call and prove to y'all what I'm saying. And that's what I'm gonna do. Soon as we go live again, I'm gonna prove to y'all that room was paid for. You're gonna be able to add that shit up. It's gonna make sense now. So all the donations she was getting, that was just for her to keep getting, you know what I'm saying, this what's that shit, the eat shit delivered to her. Cause she had no way to get it. You gotta pay extra for that. So she living top notch. Getting her food delivered to her while we going to the motherfucking store and shit. Instacart and all that shit, yeah, delivered to her. That's why she's talking about $50 a day.
And you found out via social media, it's hurtful, right? You're hurt, right? You're hurt that your man has a baby that he didn't tell you about. You want his baby. I'm pretty sure of it. If you want to marry him, you want to love, you love him, right? So you want to have his baby, right? But you see that he's already.
Now you see, she's making up this bullshit. She making up this so-called narrative to sound so fucking good. Wow.
He had a baby that he hasn't even spoke to you about. So that lets you know there's a level of betrayal there, right? And we've discussed this. We discussed this the other day. It's a level of betrayal there. But instead of, holding your man accountable for it, you're going to try to get the way that you found out he had a kid to begin with, which is via social media, you're going to try to destroy that because that's the only thing you can do because losing him is just too painful for you. Getting rid of the fantasy.
Oh, okay. Let's go off of what you just said right there. Let's go off of what she just said. Let's pretend what she just said is true. Let's just pretend. Just pretend. So if leaving him will destroy her, from what you said, Sansa, so when he left you, that must have destroyed you. Right or wrong, y'all? Right or wrong?
On the reality of the fact that he lied to you for a year about a kid and hid it from you without even mentioning, hey, by the way, I'm a father, I have a kid who lives in California. If you're going to be with me, I need you to know this. And his baby mama is a social media personality. And she
No. His baby mama ain't shit. His baby mom is a trifling ass bitch. An ain't shit trifling ass bitch. That's how you got to introduce your ass, Sansa. That way, motherfucker won't be surprised.
Makes videos about family and parenting and co-parenting, stuff like that. You can't even be man enough to say something like that. So imagine being in a relationship with that person and that person didn't bother telling you that shit and you had to find out via social media because his baby mama is a social media personality who talks about her experience with him. So instead of her taking it out on him because it's too much. When you love somebody, it's too much for you to hold them accountable. For some women, it gets difficult. That's why a lot of them enable the men because they love them so much they don't want to be without them because of the logical thing.
Like I said, PK, she keep looking over to her left side. on the screen is going to her right side. Just peep how she keeps looking. I'm keep hearing them cough, and he keeps saying a few things and shit.
Thing would be to just leave that man, not suddenly then start attacking his baby mother and trying to get all of her content removed so the rest of the world won't know that he abandoned her with the child, right? So I get it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like I can't, as a mother myself, I can't be concerned about what she's feeling. Her feelings is not my responsibility.
Well, if it's not your responsibility, why the fuck you talking about her then? You shouldn't be mentioning her at all.
The stories, the reason why I put out my stories and my cautionary tales is so women can understand what they're dealing with. You know, when they deal with.
They don't even understand your bullshit. They don't. Nobody cares about your bullshit but you. You want somebody to care. That's the fucking problem.
Men like him, or how to conduct themselves when they do run into men like them. So she should have looked at my videos as a way to
hear all the bullshit and the lies. Yeah. Because that's all you motherfucking do. Spew out bullshit and lies. That's all the fuck you do.
Assist her in her life, in her movement, so she can know not to deal with a man that doesn't take care of his kids. Because usually men who don't do that, it's something wrong with them, but they'll try to portray to the rest of the world that it's their baby mama or it's a number of other things that caused them to make the decision that they made. But at the end of the day, when a man wants to be a father, he's gonna be a father. He's gonna be there. He's gonna do what he needs to do. So for me, I just think that his biggest thing is he doesn't want to pay for child support, and he honestly doesn't want justice. So I'm like, all right, I just take you off and terminate your rights, and then we can.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You just saying anything that sound fucking good. Hey, I'll just terminate his rights and take him off child support you don't know what the fuck you gonna do. You were about terminating the motherfucking rights and child support when you sit here in the goddamn extended stay hotel. Bitch, that's the first and only thing when you wake your ragged ass up you need to be concerned about. Seriously.
Be done with that. There's another one. There's another one here that I wanted to talk about. I have to find it. She was saying, okay, Dana Hodge, she said, why would you allow him to get off the hook for child support while you have to beg for support from strangers?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. You're allowing him to do exactly what he wants. I've supported all my kids from day zero. I have 5 kids and after divorce. I, who have always voluntarily supported, still have to deal with the looming threat of having child support leveled against me. My kids have never wanted for anything. Meanwhile, dudes like this don't have to deal with child support because women who should be trying for child support don't. Stop making his life less complicated for doing the wrong things. I've been watching you for years and I really didn't care for your content because I felt it was man bashing. But now I understand why that was your outlook. Don't let a real deadbeat bum set you up for failure.
Okay, hold on. Now, see, that's why I keep telling y'all. That's why I keep telling y'all. Did y'all just preach this? Nah, preach don't got 5 kids. But y'all just preach what she just read? Press 1. Press 1. I'm gonna break this down to y'all. Press 1, y'all just heard what she just read. Let me get 2 ones. That's all I need. That TJ Balls dude. Yeah. That TJ boys kicked him up out of here. Yeah, this TJ, you know what I'm saying? He call them monkeys and shit. Nah, we don't go play that. Yeah, we take some roasting, but goddamn, he ain't finna call us niggas and shit. All right, cool. All right. Now, what she just read, Basically, it's from a person who chimes in and listens probably every once in a while. Now that person is going along with her narrative. They don't know the whole full story. Don't blame them. So now that they are listening to her narrative and the narrative is going the way she wanted to go, it's semi backfiring on her on the choices she making of what, just like the chick just said. Well, why take them off? You know? So now they, like I said, her narrative went in her favor, and the chick just said everything that she wants to hear from these women. But now she's sitting her claiming to do this, take him off child support and terminate his rights. Like, damn, sis, why would you do that? Now she got an answer to this because she's backpedaling now. Let's go ahead and see what she's gonna say.
The interesting part about that
Yeah.
is that a lot of men say that to me. Men, let me tell you something.
No. See. No, Sasha Ray. See? See, that's why I told y'all. It went in her favor. You said she wrote it to herself? Okay, well, if she wrote it to herself, I don't think she wrote it to herself because the way it's sounding like, this person who, probably come past every once in a while and they hear her, you know, and like I said, the shit sounds like man bashing, which it is. But now she's listening to her, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more often. It's like, oh, okay. Then she's talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this, take him out child support. Whoa. Hold on, that's not kind of falling in line with, what I'm saying, what you claiming you're gonna do. I mean, what you claiming the stuff that you claim that you speak. Let me say that it's not aligning up. It is not, like we say, it's not making no sense. You know, so now she wants to flip it. What she just said. Oh, see, that's what men say. But let's go ahead and see what she gonna, the outcome of this.
I know the difference between an exceptional man and a Davy, right? I know the difference between a Dusty and an exceptional man. The reason why I know this is because when I got pregnant with my son, and I was popular on social media, and I was popular in the city of Atlanta, and then
that ain't got shit to do with the motherfucking question, Sasha Ray. Now she is explaining this shit to where she's gearing it to go back in her favor. You just need to answer the fucking question flat out.
In Washington, D.C., where I come from, every man I have ever encountered in the time I had been in Maryland and Atlanta was like, do you know how long I've been wanting to be with you? And I thought I didn't have what it takes. And this bum nigga comes along.
Now you see how she's trying to laugh this shit off? That don't make no sense. Cause she can't answer it. So like I said, her rhetoric that she was feeling went in her favor. But then she backpedaled on, well, I'm just gonna take him off child support. And the homegirl like, why do that? That's not making any sense, Sasha Ray. Now she can't even answer that.
And leaves you with a child. I wish that was my child, right? So many men came to me and was like, if you don't put your foot on that nigga neck for leaving you to raise his kid alone. And I'm talking about men I went to college with. Man,
Bring him on the panel then, bitch. Bring him on the panel. Man, you went to college with. Man, you met down the street. Man, that was in your life. And nobody's nowhere to be found when Sansa Ray is homeless. I find that very fucking strange, Sansa Ray. I really do. Cause let me tell you why. All these men, all these people who you claim they care about you, they definitely got to know that you've been living out your car from what you said. So you mean to tell me not one person is willing to help you out by, hey, Sans Ray, you and the baby come stay here till y'all get on y'all feet. Not one person, all these men, all these women. Where they at when you really need them, Sans Ray? But you get all this information for certain people and all that, like I said before, all this fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? All this so-called mail and emails. You know what I'm saying? They got LT information, pre-current information and all that shit, but not one of them motherfuckers can help you out. Come on, Sansaray. Something ain't adding up.
I worked with like former coworkers, men I went to high school with, men I used to see when I would go out and promote parties and stuff like that.
And none one of these men can offer you a place to stay. Oh, okay.
Other people that worked in the entertainment industry, then the main thing men were saying to me was for me to keep my foot on his neck.
Because they tell you keep his foot on your neck, but at the same time, while you're homeless, they can't say, won't you go get a job, Sansaray? Come on now. Come on now.
As he shouldn't have abandoned a woman like me with a kid because I'm such an amazing woman.
Oh, you're an amazing woman. Okay, hey, let's go off that, y'all. She's such this amazing woman. I mean, very amazing. Very, very amazing. You mean to tell me nobody wants to help this amazing woman out until she gets on her feet with a place to stay? She's an amazing woman now. Come on now. This ain't, if I was an amazing man, I was down and out, I should be able to pick up the phone, call my first best friend cousin. No, not my best friend cousin. My best cousin, my favorite cousin. Cuz I'm down and out right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm low on funds right now. What you need, cuz? I ain't got a place to go. Cuz hop on them of a plane, train, bus, and get her. Until you know what I'm saying? I got a place for you until you know what I'm saying, get on your feet. Seriously. I give you a good example. Cuz it be 400. So I was waiting motherfuckers about the deposit come through. Get ready to get on 400 back? Keep that, cuz. I said, nah, cuz, I want you to keep it because I might need it down the line somewhere. Who knows? Nah, cuz, keep it. And you mean to tell me that everybody know you this amazing person? You this amazing person. And not one motherfucker could give you and your child a place to stay until you get on your feet? No. Okay. I ain't gonna argue that shit. The problem with that is that when you're on social media, right, and you're a content creator like me. Right. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Kaveri, I hope I'm saying it right. Let me say your last name. Rebecca. I guess Rebecca must be your first name. What up? Let's just call you Rebecca. It's so amazing to be homeless. I will follow you from one extended stay to the next. Right. I get what you're saying. Exactly. And they saying this shit. But you're an amazing person. They know that you're an amazing person. They tell you, oh, keep your foot on preach neck. But not once these motherfuckers reaching out to you, hey, Sasha Ray, you're not in a good space right now. I see that, sis. Come out of the house, and you and the baby, we'll make sure y'all straight until you get on your feet. All these people are seeing this shit. You can't say they ain't because, bitch, you got this shit posted over on Facebook. So we know that they saying that your ass is homeless. And not one motherfucker called your ragged ass and told you, Sasha Ray, come over here and stay. Not one. There are other content creators. And some of those other content creators
you may have interacted with some point, and they become a problem. And during the time I had my son, I think I was like in the middle of like this whole Black manosphere, red pill.
What the fuck do that got to do with your current state? Nothing.
Community being like built. And I was like the poster child of their function because all of the negative stereotypes.
Okay, Ray, that's not reality. We're talking about your reality. Your reality right now that you're in a fucking City State hotel with nowhere to go. And you're coming online. That's reality. You're coming online begging strangers, just like the first woman said, for money. Once again, I have people in my life, Ray, to where if I was to fall, break a leg, whoever, no, whatever fuck, I could go to their house and stay until I get back on my feet. If I was to lose my money right now, I could call somebody and borrow from them, not give me, but borrow from them. And if they choose to give it to me, yeah, just like I told you, my first best cuz. He's sitting here telling us all this bullshit that's not reality about side. There we go. Press one if you can hear me. Press one when you can hear me. My phone wrong. My phone wrong. Somebody said she did a whole version of Amazing Grace. Hilarious. Press one if y'all can hear me though. Oh man. Press one if you can hear me. Press one if you can hear me. Okay. Press one if you can hear me before I start back up. Hers will be amazing, bitch. How sweet the sound of justice screaming in the background. Oh shit. Okay, okay. Hey, I got a phone call and it blanked me out for a minute, y'all. I was reading what Rebecca said. Like Priest is her like Priest said her cooch is garbage, but not one man willing to put her and her son up. Right. Exactly. All these amazing people, all these people that know you're amazing. But yet they still seen your ass homeless and need money. And now one motherfucker reached out to you. Oh, okay. Oh man.
And things that they would say about Black women or single mothers, I would speak against it every time. Like every time. Any weird talking point, any negative thing that they had to say that didn't make sense, anything that wasn't logical between me, Crystal and Karazin, and damn Cynthia G, you couldn't get us to stop fighting them. So when you are a man and you don't know that world, and you meet a woman who is part of that, and you start to hear like all of these negative things about her from a whole bunch of men on social media when you're not really a social media personality to begin with, or you don't really know a lot about social media. You don't really know this woman. You just started dating her. You haven't built a friendship with her longer than like a year or two. So you don't know her history. You don't know the type of person she is. And then you start hearing rumors about her from the Black manosphere. You're gonna be like, you can be like, who is this bitch? right? Unless you are a very confident, secure man and you trust your own judgment and choices. If you are a fucked up dude and you make poor choices anyway, and you're a liar, you manipulator, you whatever the fuck, you're not gonna trust the decision that you made when you chose that woman. So someone could easily interfere with what you're doing with that woman. And I think that's the case with Captain Abandonment. He didn't know me well enough, you know what I mean, to know that, oh, she's like pretty easy to deal with. She's not like manipulative. She's not like, you know what I mean? And even though I showed these type of things, like these good character traits I had inside of the relationship, when a nigga blind, he can't see you. Like trying to get a dude that can't read to read a book is just he just wasn't in a position to be able to be with someone like me. You know what I mean? It just wasn't like some men. They can't be with like public figures or even someone as simple as like a radio personality or someone like that. You know what I mean? Some men just can't be a part of that, and that's okay. You know, not everybody is supposed to be like. Not everybody fits somebody. Not everybody's compatible with everybody. You know what I mean? That's just life. And so men really were the fuel behind why I made the decision to keep telling my story, regardless to what the Black Manosphere was saying, or still to this day, when people say negative things about me sharing my story about Captain Abandonment, the men that came for me, like, and helped me and, gave me money and shelter and stuff for my son when they found out I was pregnant and things like that. The men that were there for me and told me how to handle this are why I handle it the way that I do. And I think a lot of people think she's bitter, she's just angry. No.
Right, Linus. She still ain't asked the question. That's what I tell you. This is what she does all the time. You ask that question, she veers off to something else that ain't got shit to do with what the fuck the question pertain. Not a damn thing.
I know.
Yeah. Let me fast forward this
It broke
bullshit.
my heart that somebody that knew I didn't want that will put me in a position to where now I have to choose whether I want to unalive a kid, put a kid up for adoption, or keep the kid. That's a hard decision to make for someone.
And you decide to keep the kid. And when you decide to keep the kid, Sasha Ray, this is what comes with it. This is what comes with it, Sasha Ray. You know that. Just don't be stupid. But you choose to be fucking stupid anyway.
Is a good mother, wants to be a good mother, wants to be a good wife. All of these other women walking around who feel comfortable with taking Plan Bs.
This ain't about other women. This is about Sasha Ray and her bullshit.
And abortions and stuff like that. Yeah, they can do some shit like that. But for me, I had abortions in the past for people that I shouldn't have had an abortion for. And I wasn't about to sit down and have an abortion or put my son up for adoption just because that's what he wanted. When the whole plan was to always have marriage and kids together. So suddenly you change your mind now that we've
Of course, people change their mind every day, Sasha Ray. People, you know what I'm saying, get divorces every day, Sasha Ray. That's what it is. That's life. That's reality. This is not like the internet. You want to fucking sit here and delete a video, start all over, like nothing happened. Life don't work like that.
already started we've already conceived. Like, no, like why would
we already conceived. Now it's we. We already conceived. Okay. Yeah, we already conceived. Why did you motherfucker try to walk down the aisle first, dumbass?
you put me in that position? No.
You put yourself in that position. You could have walked off plenty of times if it was that so fucking bad. You could have walked off plenty of motherfucking times and did your own thing. But you didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So the men around me who have been like friends and coworkers and stuff like that, they knew the situation.
What coworkers, y'all? The men been around. There's coworkers. Coworkers where? Where? Shit, what job was this, Sasha Ray? What coworkers is she talking about?
different. When you don't know my situation, or you don't know the history of me and my experience, and you only heard stories like how I'm sharing the story with you, you still don't know me. You just know of the story. The men who knew me was like, oh, he fumbled the ball. And I was like, oh.
He fumbled the ball. Bitch, he dropped that motherfucker. Shit, that motherfucker was deflated. You know what I'm saying? He fumbled the ball. No, he dropped that motherfucker. The best choice he made.
So anyway,
yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Even like with that, what I was trying to explain with the state of California. Even when I petitioned the court and complete the process and
now let's do this shit.
Go to court and stuff like that, and they terminate his rights. In the state of Georgia, he will still have to pay child support. Anyway.
No. Okay, this is what she's trying to do. She's sitting here, wants to mix all this shit in with the state of California and the state of Georgia. No, bitch. Wherever the motherfucker was filed, that's where it stays at. That's what you go by. You don't go by the fucking state of fucking Georgia just because he lives there. You go by the state where it was filed, which was in California, Sansaray. Because you couldn't afford to go back to Georgia, Sansaray. So stop with the bullshit. This what made me go live right here. She wants to mix in certain bullshit to fit her bullshit that don't make no motherfucking sense. You know, when it sounds good and benefits her, oh, the state of California, you got to do this. Then when it, you know what I'm saying, doesn't, you know what I'm saying, weighs in on this, oh, the state of Georgia going to require this. No, you go off where the fuck it was filed at. Now, if state of California say you give up your parental rights, you know what I'm saying, yes, you can come off child support, well then, yes, you go off the state of California. You don't sit here, you know, want to go off the state of, state of California just because you give her your parental rights, but then, oh, he stays in Georgia, so they're going to require it. No. That's up to California to enforce that. Not the state of Georgia, dumbass. This goes to tell you how she's fucking game goofy. She's sitting there saying all this bullshit. And the shit is not fucking making sense or adding up.
He could go to Georgia right now and try to get his rights terminated on his own, and they will still make him pay child support.
He can't go to the state of Georgia, Sansaray. He has to go to the state of California and petition them, dumbass.
Like, because in the eyes of the court and the law in the United States, it's like, dude, this your responsibility. You don't have a choice. You did it. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So, I don't know. Those were the two comments that stuck out to me yesterday, and I was just like, all right. I'm going to look at my chat right now. Some of these people may not be in here.
Okay, let me fast forward this shit.
Read this. I gotta make sure. Drag strip. You're saying that he can't.
No, he can't.
Basically,
they got what's called a good question right here. Drag strip said the man cannot be guilty of abandonment due to the fact that he pays child support. He has no legal obligation to have any type of relationship with the child if he chooses not to. Exactly.
Be charged with child abandonment and neglect because he pays child support. That's not true.
It is true.
My son's father can potentially be charged with child abandonment and neglect, but it depends heavily on the state laws. So in the state of California, it may be different than the state of Georgia. Okay.
Ain't no motherfucking state. Ain't no motherfucking state finna sit here and enforce no bullshit like that. That's a choice, Sansaray. So stop with the bullshit. You sound fucking, well, you don't mind sounding ridiculous.
Abandonment because he hasn't seen, contacted, or supported justice for a specific period of time. And often 6 months to a year is the time frame. He has not supported or contacted or seen justice before in 7 years. That's a long time. So that right there is probably going to be the thing now.
Okay, what you say? What's true? God bless. What are you saying is true? God bless.
I get it. He's never tried. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she froze up. Hold on. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, just probably said something.
So much child neglect. He might be charged with child neglect if he had custody or shared custody and failed to provide basic needs like food, shelter, and medical care.
Nah. That's a lie. That's a lie. When you pay child support, they're supposed to cover all that, Sasray. So stop.
Out in danger or refuse to protect them when needed, which is what he did recently when the woman who has been stolen.
Right. Like I said, she making it what she wants to be. And like I said, when you hear her, she wants to go off the state of Georgia, then she wants to go off the state of California when needed. It's like Sasray. It's only one state that's going to be able to file that. It's where you initially filed from, which will be the state of California.
Stalking me for 3 years, who told my family she was going to destroy me and that they were going to have to take care of me for the rest of my life once she was done with me, and basically just threatening to cause me harm, and said this to my family when he brought her near my place of residency. And this is a woman he's dating, and they live in Georgia and we live in California, and them two sat out front of where I live at and had to have seen me take my son off of the school bus.
Your son wasn't on no fucking school bus, bitch. Stop lying. You never did put him on a fucking school bus, bitch. See, this is where you catch her to lie at. Before, she just, you know what I'm saying, when she initially told the story, oh, I got a knock on the door. And the lady, you know what I'm saying, who stayed in my apartment complex told me here. You know? It's like, come on, Sasha Ray. When you tell your story, tell it right the first time. Don't switch it up like you're doing now.
See me talking to someone only to go to that same person I was talking to and have that person hand me a packet of documents, knowing damn well that the sheriff was going to serve me those same documents.
Okay, well, if the sheriff serves you the documents, why are you fucking still fucking with them, talking about them, Sasha Ray? Make it make sense. Before, when she handed you the docket, you know what I'm saying, you laughed off like it wasn't real. But then the white man come through, you act like it wasn't real. Because if it was well, you act like it was real for a hot second. Then you act like, oh no, see, well, this is missing out of here. This is not in here. That is not in here. So you want to pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? What's not in the fucking packet, what is in the packet, and what should be in the fucking packet. Like I said, to fit your narrative and your bullshit. That's why your monkey ass is getting locked the fuck up.
It's within the next day or within a couple of days, because that's the law. They do their job. They're police officers. That's what they're supposed to do. So when you file a restraining order against someone and the judge gives you a temporary one, you don't need to go to that person's place of residency.
You're right. But she gave the packet to the lady yards away. She didn't come to your residence, Sasha Ray. She gave that packet to that lady yards away and say, hey, get it to this lady right here. And room, you know who. Well, what? Fuck it, 120. She knocked on 120. Sasha Ray was there and opened the door. Handed to you, Sasha Ray, remember? Then the sheriff came back with the same packet that you showed and you said. Now you know it's real. But like I said, don't show up. See what's going to happen. See what happens.
And watch her in the parking lot and see her talking to someone and then give those documents to that person to give to her.
Yeah.
That's
you could do
creepy and crazy.
No, it's not creepy and crazy, Sasha Ray. Investigators do it all the time, Sasha Ray. It's called getting served, Sanshere. You can do that, Sanshere. Because in the state of California, let me say this: state of California, Sanshere, the person can serve you as long as they don't have nothing to do with the case, and as long as they're not kin to the person who's making the who's the plaintiff.
So my son has now put me and my child in danger by bringing this hood booger hyena near my place of residency.
No. You put yourself in danger, bitch. You put yourself in danger every time you motherfucking cam up and every time you make a fucking post. You put yourself in danger.
Now, he can be charged with child neglect.
No, it's not. What I'm saying? That's not how. Get the fuck up out of there. That's not how, Sansere. That ain't fucking child neglect. The fuck up out of her. Y'all heard this shit? She making this shit what she wanted to be. You want to sit here and try this man with child neglect just because you got served some papers. Oh, okay.
So he can be charged with child abandonment and he can be charged with child neglect. We will see, but that's what I'm going to try to get him charged for, okay?
Bitch, you need to motherfucker get charged for having this motherfucking fake ass, fucked up ass wig. Yeah, I said it.
Charges require proof and reporting to the authorities. I've already told the authorities this. Child Protective Services, the police, and the court. So most cases of abandonment are handled in like family court. So when we do decide to go to family court because I'm terminating his parental rights.
Yeah, this bitch ain't finna terminate shit. She's saying all this shit for fucking internet sympathy and just to have something to fucking talk about. This bitch ain't finna file for shit. She was talking that bullshit years ago. Y'all remember this shit. That bitch didn't do a goddamn thing. She's back down talking the same shit and still ain't gonna do shit.
And I really, maybe I can get child support, reduced or not reduced, but like terminated as well. I don't know if the state is going to do that. Like, I don't know if they're going to allow that. But honestly, most people are like, don't do that. He put himself in this situation, so he got to, deal with the consequences. Excuse me. Deal with the consequences of his choices. So all I can do is basically just document anything and talk to my attorney and file for sole custody and child support.
Talk to your attorney. What attorney, Sansere? You have no attorney. So stop. I'm gonna show y'all how much all this attorney talk, how much she's full of shit. I'm gonna be able to show y'all this shit. Cause when they come up Sansere. If she shows up, guess who's gonna be showing up looking all motherfucking bummy and scrummy by herself? Sansere. With no fucking attorney. Judge gonna ask you where your counsel at if he do ask you that, which he ain't. You know, it's gonna be every excuse in the world why her attorney is not with her.
Again, he doesn't want custody of our son. He's, reiterated that. But by California law, we're going to talk about California law versus Georgia law.
Why are you trying to talk about both of them damn laws? You only could talk about one. That's what I told you. She wants shit to go in her favor, y'all. When California law don't uphold this right here, what she's trying to charge, Georgia law this. So you mean to tell me that you're going to go to both states? Well, you're already in California, but you're going to go up to the California and charge this on this end. Then you're going to go over to the state of Georgia, then charge that on that end. Oh, okay. Well, have fun, you know what I'm saying, doing all that. Because by the time you did all that, Sansere, that was your down payment in first month. I mean, that was your down payment for your car, your first month and your second month, and your deposit for your house. You know? To the link. Yeah, give me a hot second.
Child abandonment law, failing to provide financial support or have contact with the child for 6 months. Mm-hmm. If there's no custody order, or 1 year, if there's a custody order, can get you your parental rights can be terminated, and it can affect custody and visitation permanently, which is something that he wasn't doing anyway. But the criminal in that is the Penal Code 270, where a parent can be charged with a misdemeanor for willfully failing to provide necessities like food, shelter, and medical care.
No,
he was supposed to provide help.
No, Sasha Ray. No. When you get that child support, Sasha Ray, that's what all it goes towards. Now, since you want to talk about charging, basically, you can't keep a motherfucking roof over his head. That's a charge for you right there. You have to come on her beg for food. That's a charge right there. Now, you don't want to say that, do you? You don't want to explain that, do you? Uh-huh.
Health care for our son and never did it. Like, he was supposed to have health insurance for our son and he never did it. So that's been a problem too. But you get jail time for up to 1 year and $2,000 fines. Within the Georgia law, child abandonment is like leaving a child without providing support, financial, emotional, for 30 days or more. So for here, you got to do it longer. Like in the state of California, you got to do it longer than 6 months. But Georgia don't play with that shit. So his state is actually more strict about this than my state. Okay, so my state.
Okay, well, how you gonna sit there and be able to charge him when you all the way in California, Sansa Ray? You going off what you're saying? How you gonna charge him, Sansa Ray, when you all the way in California?
Is a little bit more lenient about it. The legal consequences, it's like it's a criminal offense, it's a misdemeanor or first offense, felony on the second offense. Okay, so
Exactly, Bill. That's how she's talking, but it doesn't work like that. Like I said, she's just saying all this bullshit to find in her favor of something, and it doesn't work like that.
It can lead to warrants, jail, and impact his parental rights. And neglect also is criminal under Georgia law. So if the father fails to protect or provide, even without custody, he can still be reliable for that. So we're not just talking about, you know, accountability here. The accountability of the situation isn't just going to be let me blame Sansaray for what, like why I'm not taking care of the kids. No, let's really sit down and do this. If you really want me to put my foot on your neck, let's really go to court and let's talk about it for real. Because all I've been doing is using social media as a place to express my particular experience and to encourage other women to not get in this same situation.
Oh my God! You always want to encourage other women. Why don't you, like I said, start encouraging other women not to motherfucking end up in the center state throughout their whole life. Why don't you do that? You trust me, you will help a lot of more women that way. You can't sit here and tell women who they need to open up their legs to and who they not not to let their legs open up to. People are gonna fuck whoever they want, Sasha Ray. Going off what you're saying.
Right? That's all I've been doing, just telling my story. And like I call him a Dusty or Davy, whatever fuck I've been calling him. But he doesn't want people to know, which is weird because it's like you tell everybody you.
Exactly, Tracy. Exactly. She, like I said, she just said anything to sound good to go into her favor.
Don't want to take care of him, so why you mad what I say? You know what I mean? But yeah, so he can definitely get charged with that. Where was I? Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you so much. No, he was aware that I modified child support because the reason why I know he was aware is because the Hood Booger Hyena put it inside one of her obsessive emails and was saying, it's messed up that you're modifying child support. How did she find out? Because I didn't call her and say, hey, I modified because I don't know her information. So when she emailed me from this particular email, because she's emailed me from different places, like she's hit me up on Twitter before, Facebook before, Instagram before. She's hit me up all over the place, right, for the past 3 years, and I just keep blocking her from all over the place. So this particular time, she finally hit me up from her legitimate email, and she asked me, like, she was basically.
How do you know that was her legitimate email, Sansa Ray? How do you know that?
Saying that I was petty for, modifying child support. So she knew. She knew. So how did she know and not him? They together. He know. It's yeah. do you think? Just because, like, I think y'all are confused about, like, how people.
Okay, hold on. Oh, good question. Don't you have other family in Cali? How can you be in a hotel if you have a cousin there? Shouts out, shouts out. Oh my God. Shouts out to Motormaster. Let's listen to this, then I'm gonna drop the link.
Operate as family, how they really operate. When I first moved here, my cousin let me live with him.
Uh-huh.
When I was pregnant with my son.
Uh-huh.
That's all he agreed to.
Right.
He didn't agree to me getting in this situation again and me having to come and live with him now. He got his own life. Like, this is what I think people forget. Just because I have a cousin or relatives, I might have a sister or something like that, doesn't mean that those people are in a position to be able to provide for me in any type of way.
You mean to tell me they ain't in a position to help you? Come on now, Sansaray. Come on. Somebody in your family right now, Sansaray, has an extra fucking bedroom, Sansaray. Somebody in your family right now, Sansaray, sees what you're going through, knowing you don't have no money, Sansaray. That's basically what they're saying.
It is my responsibility to try to take care of myself. So it was my responsibility.
Right. It's your responsibility.
To figure out a way how to get out of this. So the first thing I did was like I was working at the time, so I was doing like DoorDash and gig work. So I would.
No. They're not trying to ask all that extra shit, Sansaray. They just said, don't you have other family in Cali? How could you be in a hotel if you have a cousin there, Sansaray? That's all they ask. They didn't ask for you to give your, job resume. Anytime we want your job resume, Sansaray, you don't want to say shit about it. You sit here talking about these coworkers. What job, Sansaray? What jobs you had coworkers at? You don't want to say nothing about it. But now I heard you want to talk about the gig work and all that. Oh, we know that, Sansaray.
I was filing for government assistance and stuff like that. I haven't been sitting here just working and just laying around. I mean, not working and just laying around, just expecting everybody to take care of me. I've never been that type of person. I've always went and worked. So for the past, like.
All right, I'm gonna drop this link. All right, press one if you can hear me. Press one if you can hear me. Press one if you can hear me. She will need a spare bedroom and a doghouse for her two pets. Oh man. Okay. So she used the donation money to get her and nails done. Yep. 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 I don't know if you heard me, but once again, once I get on my big laptop, yeah, I mean my setup, I'll be able to show y'all what I'm saying. And down the line, watch. It's all gonna play out like always. That room has been paid for 3 months. That room has been paid for. So all this donation money was going towards the TikTok mics, this motherfucking new wig she got, uh, the $80 upgrade for StreamYards. Bullshit. That's what it's been going towards. Oh, so she get DoorDash delivered to her because she can't go out shopping. That's where all the motherfucking donation money was going to. Yep. So all the time she be talking about, oh, I need to pay for my room. Well, me and my son gonna be out in the corner. No, that room was paid for. The room was paid for all this time. I mean, like I said, we all didn't peep this out, before. Look at the Black Macho poster. If you, like I said, in live yesterday, if you know that it's a possibility you're not going to be, you're not going to be able to pay for your room, you need to start pre-packing shit just in case you don't get the donation money. Not once we seen shit pre-packed. Not once. Everything was up so comfortable. The room was a fucking mess, so comfortable, like always. That was never pre-packed in case she didn't have all the fucking money. All that money was to go in her pocket. That's why I said she's begging for it. Yep. No, I ain't gonna lie to more unless needed. Unless needed.
Like 7 years, I just been working. And then finally, it was just like, you need to calm down, you need to relax, because your son, you got to take care of your son. So as my life began to change, I couldn't just call my cousin and be like, hey, can I crash at your house? We don't have that type.
What? You don't have that type of relationship, which I knew. And that's why I kept on telling most of y'all in the back. Clicked off. All right. Press one if y'all can hear me. I got another phone call. Press one if you can hear me. Press one. Okay, cool. Damn, what was I saying? Fuck. No, I told yeah, I wasn't gonna lie no more. No, like I said, unless needed. The other than that, it's the same regurgitated bullshit with her every day. All right. Give me a minute. Hold on, let me play this. Then I'm gonna let you speak. Sin.
Type of situation. Hey.
Yeah, hold
on. Oh shit. So I can't ignore my son for an hour to do a live stream, or 2 hours to myself to do a live stream.
No, somebody said something right here real good. You say that autistic kids' parents needs to be present, but when your son is home during your live streams, you largely ignore him and shoo him away. Exactly. People see that shit.
I mean, nice try on making it seem like I neglect him, but you do realize it's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, we know that.
And I'm always around my son, except for when he's at school. Right now, he's at school.
He's there.
When he's here, and
he's there, bitch. He's there.
Do a live stream because he's
right there
home from school, like something like that, or it's like the weekend. I'm on live stream for 2 hours in comparison to the 24 hours a day that I have to watch him. So, say for instance, I do a live stream on a Saturday, right? I get on here 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I sit on here for 2 hours. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, all right. Go ahead, Sid. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. All right.
So where's the neglect at? If any, he should be charged with it. Second of all, you can't put nobody in jail or have nobody charged with something except for child support. If a man doesn't pay his child support and he's ordered to pay it and he doesn't, then he can get locked up. She sound real stupid right now. And where's her business suit since she going on this $130-something thousand a year interview? What is she gonna wear that sweater? Is that what she wearing? Is that what
Yeah,
she doing?
yeah, hey, I guess so. Well, looking like that, she
Yeah,
ain't gonna get the job.
I don't think
They
she's
gonna,
gonna
they gonna
get
be
the job
concerned
looking
about her.
like that.
Right. She gonna be concerned about like, God damn, how down bad out are you? Shit.
Hey, she gonna look. We know she don't have no interview, but if she does, she gonna go in there talking about priests. Okay, she gonna go in there. I really need this job because I'm homeless, and they're gonna be like, "Don't call us. We'll call you." Okay, she's really crazy. And why would she put LT's picture on her blog? I don't get that. Why she do that? They
Once again,
need to,
it's
huh?
I was gonna say once again, it's a slight jab. That's all it is.
Yeah, but she knows
You
she's not
know,
supposed to be doing that. I hope the
she
police come
knows
knock
that.
on her door on her way out for
She
this
knows that.
interview.
She knows that.
Yeah, I hope they come knock on the door and lock her ass up.
Yeah,
She's
I do too.
ridiculous. Yeah, she's she makes me sick. She just really does, and she thinks she's so intelligent, and like what she's saying really makes sense. That makes no sense at all. And she knows she gonna continue to get that child support. She not gonna stop that child support. She need that little $200.
Exactly.
Crazy,
Exactly. That's
right?
what I say. Don't believe that bullshit. She's just saying that shit because it sounds good to her. It
Exactly.
makes her feel like she's in power. You
And
know,
him, yeah, and him losing his parental rights. If he hasn't seen the child in 7 years and he was right there and he didn't come to see the child, does he really care about a parental right?
right?
What does that what sense does that make? Okay, I could see
what,
if
what,
he was like
what's what
in
killed
his
me?
life.
Right. What killed me is that she wanna uh, battle laws between two states. Well, because he didn't
Right,
do his. See, in Georgia, it's like, no, bitch,
right,
you got to stick to one state where you're going to file it at, unless you want both
exactly.
states.
And the child support order is in California,
California,
correct?
right?
Okay, so she said in California that if the parental rights are done, then there's no child support. They don't have to pay child support.
Exactly.
Okay, so you can't say you're gonna do the parental rights in Georgia and then in California you're gonna take parts of the law.
Exactly.
That shit don't make sense. So you're
Like
gonna
I
have to
said,
do the parental rights in California. So then if you do that, then he's not
yeah,
gonna have to pay you child support, bitch.
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And you on welfare. How they gonna stop his child support? You on welfare, so now the state just gonna take care of you in justice? I don't
No.
think so.
No.
But
They
you
want
gonna
their
have to
money.
get. They want their money, and they gonna make sure he keep paying that child support.
Exactly.
She need to go sit her raggedy ass down somewhere. Okay, talking about 130K a year job when she ain't had a job in 45 years.
Right.
Okay, get the fuck
Exactly.
out of here. No, ain't gonna happen. She don't even have a job history. What was your last job, Mrs. Smith? Miss Smith? DoorDash, Uber, Uber Eats, DoorDash.
No.
Okay,
No. She gonna go in there and talk about her YouTube career.
yeah, and they gonna dismiss her ass with that raggedy sweater on. Okay, ain't
She
never
gonna
seen this
talk about
bitch
her
in a
YouTube
business suit.
career.
Her YouTube career. Yep, and priest. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute. Let you finish. I just
Hey, well, which way is your camera on?
it's in my car.
No.
What you
Is it the
mean?
back camera or the front camera?
The back.
Okay, just lay it down flat on your leg then.
Okay. All right. It's flat.
Yeah, there you go. Now
Okay.
you can mute it. Just mute up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. It's flat.
Yeah, just keep it like that because you was on the streets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. All
Come
right.
to the shy if you wanna. Okay.
All right.
ah,
Let's play a
I
little bit
ain't
more.
her, and this ain't that. Okay. Come on to the shy, baby. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
But you live it to her. Everybody black women come up missing in Chicago all the time. So, oh man, let me play some more. I'm
yeah.
gonna skim through
All right.
these
I'm gonna
shit,
go
y'all,
on mute.
because I know
Yeah.
she, you know what I'm saying, just talking a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Like, of course, I shoo him away. You know why I shoo him away? Because mommy needs 2 hours to do a live stream, and I need you to, play with your toys or watch a game or whatever, eat your lunch or breakfast or whatever, while mommy tries to work and get some money and get her content creation doing good. Whether my children, like, here's I'm not even gonna say my children. I'm just gonna talk about moms in general.
Yeah. Okay. Let me fast forward this shit.
Care of a child 24/7. No person can be able to do that. What am I going to do? Correcting our children? It's like, make up your mind. Thank you, Crystal.
Well, okay, Crystal. You said talking about all best on your interview. Okay. We're gonna wait to see what that interview was about.
Money that I earned from my check to get my hair.
Oh, hold
And
on.
it's still cheap. Um,
Hold on.
and I did not have a good donation week. Kiss my ass.
Oh, hold on. She been hold on. Hold on.
Children, it's like, make up your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, there are parents out there who
I saw spiritually that autism spiritually calls the parents hate each other. That's a good curveball. That's a good curveball.
Who loved each other, and their children have autism, so that's not it. Like, that's totally not it.
That was a good curveball.
I did not get any tax refunds.
Okay. Looks like you got your tax refund or you have a good donation week. Nice hair and makeup.
Funds this week, and
Hey,
I did
y'all
not
know,
have a good donation week.
mute up.
Kiss my ass. I've been saving up money that I earned from my check to get my hair. And
You've been saving up money to get your hair. Okay, so you can save up to get your motherfucking apartment. Own apartment sounds right. You save up, get some hair. You can save up, get your apartment.
What did she say? She saved up money.
Yeah, to get her hair.
Oh, so she saved up her donation money to go to the
She said
dollar
her
store to
check.
get that hair.
She said her check. I don't want to sit here and say something wrong. She said her
Uh huh.
check.
Her income tax check.
Well, it could be. She said check.
Yeah,
You know what
she'll
I'm saying?
lie.
The way I took it, she talking like she got a work check. So hey, I could be wrong, but she
Oh,
said
she
a
talking
check.
about a YouTube. She talking about a Facebook check.
It could be.
Yeah, right.
She just said from a
Okay.
check. She said it wasn't
Uh
from.
huh.
She said it wasn't from donations. Dummy.
Okay.
It was from a
So she
check.
got $50 from Facebook and went and got a wig. Okay.
Yeah,
So she
it
ain't
could have
getting no
been.
$3,000.
Yeah, hey,
Uh huh.
I don't know. She
Yeah,
just
she
said a
used
check.
that donation.
You
Well, I
know,
know
she
you
like to
can't
sit
say
here
it.
and say that
Hmm.
I'm a liar. You know what I'm saying? But Sasha, you did
Right.
say it's a check.
Well, you a content creator, so we don't want you to say something that'll get you in trouble. I'm
Right?
not. Bitch, you use that donation money to get that damn wig, okay? Now, how about that? You ain't got no damn check, bitch. You got a child support check. That's about it. He can't say
hey,
it, but I'm going to say it
hey,
for him,
hey, she
okay?
said a check.
Yeah, she got a check.
Could be a crazy check. Hey, who
Right.
knows?
That's what she needs. She needs to be getting a crazy check. Yep, and I'm saying it. You need a crazy check, girl, and I guarantee you, you get it tomorrow. Go apply for it today. They'll give it to you tomorrow. Okay. Oh shit. Oh.
So she
Mm-hmm.
is not getting cash aid and child support in California. Child support in California. I'm lost on that one.
Mm.
Well, she ain't shit. She said she shoot him away. Yeah. She don't work. You right, Blue Devil. She don't work, but she get a check. All right. Let me roll some more.
Okay.
And it's still cheap.
Hey, you said cheap, Sansray. How cheap? $100 cheap? Shit, hey, you say you up your ass with that 264? That's cheap, you know. I mean, who knows, Sansray? You said it's cheap. How cheap?
Miss Temple.
Right. She just said, I don't care about my son, Dad, that I'm his problem. Laugh out loud. I get my child support and move on with my life. Sounds good to me.
That's funny. The whole goal is to not stay on.
Right. Somebody said you can't take him out child support. You won't be able to stay on welfare. Right. If he's not on child support. Exactly.
Government assistance. Who wants to stay on government assistance? It's chump change.
You need to read it right, Sasha Ray. You still gonna motherfucker need Medicaid, whatever the fuck it is. That's government assistance, Sasha Ray.
I mean, even if he's not on child support, I still can get welfare because it's y'all so dumb.
Oh, we so dumb. Hold on. We so dumb. But yesterday you said that when you were down the child support office, he had to get on child support. Exactly.
That's what she
Exactly.
said.
But now she's sitting here and talking about, oh, you don't need, say you don't get child support. You don't have to be on government assistance. Now you're switching it around. Which one is it, Sansa? Go ahead, Sid.
If you getting government assistance and welfare and food stamps, you do have to give up the name of the father so they can get some child support.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, if you
Very
working your
true.
$130,000 a year job that you're going to get today, then no, you don't have to
Right.
because they not gonna be involved with it. Okay. So stop lying. She said it yesterday that they told her she had to do the
Yeah.
child support.
Exactly.
Right.
But
She
she
that's
should
what happened when you
switch.
lie. You can't
Right.
remember the lie.
Right. Now she want to switch it around and laugh. Y'all dumb. No, you're dumb.
You're dumb. Slow and delayed. Okay? You're dumb, slow, and delayed, Sansaray. Yeah, you are. And I said what I said. I'll add more to it before I take it back. STL didn't say it. I said it. Okay?
Hey, just getting a check.
Right. Listen to this. If I was to file for my son's father, like initially when I first filed for government assistance, they wouldn't let me,
Right.
file to get welfare unless I file for child support first. Okay, that was gone. That was like when my son was a newborn. Now my son is.
It's the same thing, bitch. The fuck up out of her. I told you she switches shit around to fit her bullshit. Now, see, it's different. No, it's still the same. Sounds right. It's still the same. No matter how you want to put it, tweak it, you know what I'm saying, spit it. It's still the
Well, how
same.
is it different now? I'm trying to understand.
It ain't different. She wanted to be different to fit her
Okay.
bullshit.
7. So now I can say I'm having some issues with his father. His parental rights were terminated. Can you take him off child support?
No, Miss. It doesn't work like that. We need our money unless you're gonna pay us.
You know what? She really thinks she can just call shots and
Right.
change
It's
the
like she a
rules for the
shot caller
government,
and shit.
okay?
Right.
She can tell the
No.
government what to do.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, you need to run for president.
But they'll
Okay.
still
You
give me
telling
support if I need it. You know what I mean?
no.
I doubt very seriously if they'll do it, but I mean, whatever. Yeah, he's mad. People don't care. They will always find a reason to demonize you. They will. This is not. No one's having. Oh my god. No one's having.
Okay. Yeah, he flew across country to hit you with a restraining order. What you refuse to accept is he wants nothing to do with you or your son. You act like if he will one day speak to you, he won't. Motor Monster is right again. She about
Oh,
to, yeah, Motor Monster, she about to block you.
yeah, you about to
We
get
all
blocked.
know that he doesn't want to take care of his son. No one is having a hard time accepting this. No one cares.
You are having a hard time because if you wasn't having a hard time, you need to get on her and talk about, oh, I'm trying to help single mothers, Sansa Ray.
Right. She is so pressed about being a single mother. Oh my gosh. Single mothers ain't even thinking about you. Guess what?
Oh
Single
my God!
mothers are at work right
Exactly,
now, working a job.
exactly.
They're not even listening to you. They just idiot.
It's the contradiction. It really is, y'all.
It really is. She don't
Oh
care.
my God, she don't care. She didn't. You didn't care, Sansa Ray. Why are you doing videos for single moms so they won't experience the same thing, Sansa Ray? Come on now.
I thought she was autism mom. Now she back to single moms.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so she not autism mom anymore.
Not
Okay.
now. I ain't gonna say anymore. Just not now.
Just today.
Yeah,
Okay.
just today.
Yeah, okay.
All
All
right.
right.
You
Mm-hmm.
is get women to make better choices in men. Um, to choose better men and to not date these kinds of men to where you have to end up taking care of children by yourself. No one cares about whether he wants to, that's his problem. He got to deal with that. You know what I mean? You say, of course, it's about money. No, I'm saying it's about money. Like, put it like this: the whole time I've always.
So they said, of course, it's about the money. No money. He basically broke you. Basically, he basically broke. You broke. You don't have any business dating anyone. True. All about Nisha. Exactly. I get what she's saying.
He's had money. I wasn't trying to modify child support. He knew I had money. He knew I didn't care. He knew I would, you know what I mean? He never showed any frustration with paying the $264 a month that he was paying because that's all he wanted to pay, and he barely wanted to pay that. So
You
now
sit
that
there
I'm
and say
not,
that's all he wanted to pay. No, Sasra. You know damn well the state required them to pay that.
Did she say that's all he wanted to pay?
Yeah.
No, that's what the state ordered
It's
him to
state
pay
let's
based on
pay.
his income.
Exactly.
It's 20%.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all. If that's the case, then a man could go into court and say, "Well, I only want to
I don't
pay
pay nothing but a
$50 a
dollar.
month."
Right.
Right. I don't want to pay but $50 a month. Oh, okay. But you're making 70,000 a year. Yeah, but
Right.
I just want to pay 50.
Right. No.
She sounds so
Oh my God.
not making as much money as I was because I was living in my car for a year. I'm not working, and I need him to help within that little bit of time frame. He doesn't want to do that either. So you're saying he's basically broke. You broke. Don't have any business dating anyone. He's
Right.
dating someone.
See, you worried about the wrong person. You need to worry about Sasre, who she's talking about right here. She's not talking about Priest. She just basically, made a statement that you were putting out there like, oh, he's broke. So now she's saying, okay, he's broke. You're broke. You had no business dating anybody, Sasre. No, he's dating somebody. Oh my God. She's talking about you, not him.
How's it okay for him to date someone while he broke?
See,
But
see, see, you worried about the wrong person, Sasre. That's your fucking problem. Sasre needs to worry about Sasre. That's why Sasre is in the City State Hotel. Sasre came out of her business and get her business together because she's worried about what everybody else's business is.
someone is just
And she thinks this shit's
like,
funny.
broke as hell. At least with me, I'm a woman. The men that come into my life can provide for me. They're supposed to. They're men. So
If they can't, bitch, why you not with them? Why you not with them?
Right. She's an amazing woman, an amazing mom. She's a good
Right.
person. She's
Why you not with her?
beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, then
She
they
should
come up
be.
like you see once again. She always going to have one up. It doesn't add up or make sense.
Nope.
It really doesn't.
Mm-mm.
So they have no issue with providing for me and my son. Most of the men who do,
What if they don't, Sasha Ray? That's where the fuck you will be. You won't be on this motherfucker begging people for motherfucking money. You got all these so-called men that want you. All these so-called men that would date you. All these so-called men that you claim that you know what I'm saying got all these six-figure jobs. Where are they now? Why are you online begging people who you don't know? Boy, I tell you.
try to get at me, they don't care. They will take care of me and my son. They don't care. I'm a woman. I'm a mother. They don't care whether or not I'm financially in a good place because a lot of them are financially in a good place. Now, would I be a decent partner to a man who needs me to help him financially? Yeah, when I get back to like working and shit. But a partnership to me is when one person take up the slack when the other can't. You know what I mean? So that's a partner.
Okay, what's why you not with one of these dudes now, Sansaray? What's the problem now? Why you not with all these so-called amazing guys? Since they like was said, you're an amazing woman.
She know all these amazing guys, but she was asking these men on the internet to send her money for breakfast. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Sansa Ray. Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
There are a lot of amazing guys out there, but they don't want you.
Right.
Okay.
Because if it was this so-called amazing guys that you know, you will be at their house right now.
Exactly. Or better yet, she'd be in her own place because they would be paying for it. They'll finance it for
Exactly.
her. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Because you're so amazing, girl.
You won't have to come on her asking strangers to feed you, Sansaray.
That's right. Because if
My
he was that
God.
kind of man, he wouldn't want his woman coming to the
Begging.
internet begging.
Right.
Okay. And you would have a car.
But you want the internet to help you get you out your situation.
Right.
Not this
Delulu.
so-called amazing man.
Right.
Come
You
on
are
now.
Delulu. You're Delulu,
Come
honey.
on now.
I hit the nerve to call somebody Delulu. You are the president, okay?
Oh shit. You
Shit.
got all these amazing men in your life that can provide for you and your son. But you choose to come to the internet and beg some motherfuckers who you don't know
Right.
to help you
Well,
get
where
out of
they
your
at?
situation.
Right, because she been begging for 3 months. So I would like to know where are they?
Right? Why these motherfucking
Yeah.
men ain't came by, dropped off some groceries,
Right.
bought Justice a brand new pair of shoes. Matter of fact, took him to the barber shop to get his hair cut. Come on, Sansa Ray. Come on.
Mm-mm.
Why couldn't they pick you up to at least take you to the grocery store?
Okay.
Come on, Sansa Ray.
She couldn't even catch the crackhead. So give me a break. Okay.
Let me roll some more.
Get out of here.
Partnership. But for the most part, the men who live in the Bay Area, the men here in the area that I live, they provide for their women, but the women also go out there and get their own money too. Like a lot of these women,
We talking about Sansa Ray. We're not talking about other women in the Bay Area. I'm pretty sure there's people, I mean, women out there in the Bay Area, they go out and get their own money. But why is Sansa Ray not going out and getting her own money?
Oh,
That's the question, Sansa Ray.
right. Where's your bread, girl? Get your bread. Mm-mm.
are college educated. A lot of these married people, they own their own businesses.
And you're college educated, sitting in this interstate hotel. Now, what can the college do for you now? I like to hear this. What can the college do for science right now? She's college educated, but yet she's still in a steady stay hotel.
And lands and homes and stuff like that. It's a different economic tax bracket here. Like people are very different. They do things very differently and they usually do things together as a team. But if I met a man here, usually he would be a business owner or, financially in a good place. So I wouldn't have to work anyway. Most of the men here are very traditional. They believe in marriage. They believe in kids. They believe in community. They would not abandon their children. And remember, I'm not in a predominantly Black area. Even the Black men who are here, the way that they behave is also similar.
Why would you want to get back with a black man when you say black man has a high rate of leaving their kids abandoned?
And I thought she said that married women shouldn't depend on their husbands where they don't have to work. You should have your own bread, even if you're
Yeah,
married, because that man can leave you and walk out on you and go get with
right.
another woman. But
Exactly.
now she's saying that if she was married to one of these men in the Bay, that she wouldn't have to work.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Y'all
Yeah.
see? Y'all see what we're saying? Basically, every time something come about, she twisted it to fit her bullshit. She changed the
Mm-hmm.
goalposts. She moved all the definitions around. Everything.
Right.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Similar to the men that were raised here as well. When they're raised here and they've been living here their whole life, they have a different way that they do things. The men here are extremely better than the men who are living in Atlanta trying to sleep with whoever they can.
And they do that out in the Bay Area too. Come on, Science Ray.
How she know these men are born and raised there? She talked to them. She know them.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, and so all the men in Atlanta are just they ain't no good.
You admit you
Okay,
ain't no good. You gonna cheat.
okay,
They cheat
yeah,
up in the Bay Area too, Science Ray.
right. She
God,
really shits on Atlanta. She just really don't have nothing nice to say about Atlanta.
nah, she didn't
Mm-mm.
make shit of herself. They didn't give her a
Yeah.
handout there. She got to California. They gave her a nice, good handout.
Uh
Oh,
huh.
California, Northern California, you can't be playing up her. This is the best place.
Mm-hmm. You got to get your bread out here.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let me roll some more.
Can cheating on their wives and shit and creating side babies, lying to their side chicks and all that type of shit. That's some Atlanta shit. Not a lot of people do that out here because I'm not in a predominantly Black area. You confuse. I didn't ask you to measure. To me, that's a funny. To me, the only reason why it's funny is because they look stupid. It isn't where they at. It isn't the birds. It isn't the. It isn't them being on vacation. It isn't whether we're in a hotel or not, and it looks funny or not to you. To me, it's like it looks funny. Now, would I be on social media saying we were engaged if he didn't tell me he would marry me? You have to
No,
realize
no,
something.
no, 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 no. No, no, no. You changing the shit now, Science Ray. You came online talking about y'all were married. That's what she should have said. He said, did he tell you he would marry you? Is she gonna say, oh, did he would I come on social media saying that if I wasn't engaged? Okay.
A lot of you don't know, but I have footage of us talking about our engagement on a live stream.
See? She is using that goddamn motel struggle love video to her best advantage. I mean
Yeah,
to
but
her
she was
best
on
advantage.
Obsidian's panel when he was doing that collab with her, an interview, and she said that they weren't engaged because he asked her. And she
Right,
said, no, we weren't engaged. She said, well, then how were you all supposed to be married if he didn't propose to you?
right.
Then she got all in her feelings and got all mad and
Yeah,
started talking smart to him. So you
yeah,
told everybody you weren't engaged.
exactly.
And bitch, at this point, whether you was engaged or not, what difference do it make? He ain't with you now. He
Right.
engaged to LT. Okay. So what difference does it make? Engaged,
Right.
not engaged. Tomato, tomato. He's not with you.
Right.
Go find a suit to put on to wear to that interview today.
Shit. All right, let me roll some more.
We talked about being married on a live stream.
See?
I'm not pulling me and him being engaged out my ass. We literally sat on a live stream and
Yeah, ain't fast forward this shit.
right there on the live stream. And that's another. Would I be saying that we was engaged if he didn't tell me that?
Yep.
Like, stop. Here is because oftentimes they don't really straighten it, and if they do, they might blow it out. But they try not to put heat damage on their hair. And you see them wearing wigs and stuff all of the time. That's why. Because they're trying to protect their real hair. For me, anytime I wear a lace front, I'm trying to protect my natural hair. But it's all over the place because it's big. It's curly and it's big and it's natural. You guys have seen it on a live stream and you can't even tell, but it's like matte in certain places, like in the back. And it's when it's time for me to comb my hair, it's difficult because I got to sit there and just comb the back because the back thing got matted and shit like that. So I was like, you know what? He did not tell me that initially, sir.
No, shit. Hold on.
Initially, it was, oh, I want to have kids, I want to be together. He was fine. And then a month later, he started being weird.
Okay. Did he tell you that he didn't want your son? Child support is all he owes at this point. You can't make a person want to be a parent. Correct. After all these years, would it even be wise to let him in? Right. This makes sense.
The reason why I had an abortion with other men, like say for instance, I'll tell you the last 2 times I had an abortion.
Okay, hold on. I'm read this. Just for clarification, you say that you're such an amazing woman. You also say that you had abortions with other men. Why did none of them want you to have their baby, including your son's father? Good curveball. Good curveball. Let's listen.
Uh-huh.
So
Mute up right quick, man.
the last time I had an abortion, I was dating a celebrity.
Oh my God. Really, Sansaray? You dating celebrity. We'll see 1,000 pictures and you'll say his fucking name.
What celebrity was she dating? Trey
She's
Songz?
no, she's not gonna say the name.
She ain't gonna say his name. Okay.
Nah, we know
So
that.
she was dating a celebrity, a man that if he's an A-list celebrity, he got money, but you would get rid of that child. But you would have a child by what you call, Sansaray, a Dusty that's making $12 an hour.
Right,
But you wouldn't keep the one that's making millions. Okay, girl.
right.
Yeah, you real amazing. Yeah. Okay. You smart too. Mm-hmm.
Boy. Now let's listen to this
Okay.
shit.
I ain't never heard this
I've been
story.
dating for 10 years on and off. He was my first love. And because of his career, the way that he was going with his career, he did not feel it would be a good time for him to have a baby. And plus, he wanted to be married first before he had children. And so he was asking me, could this be something that we do because of that? Because he wasn't ready to get married. And I started dating him when I was like 14 or 15. And here we were, like maybe 24, 23, something like that. And we had been off and on for such a long time. It was just like, we don't know if we want to be together for the rest of our lives. We knew we loved each other because we had been together so long. We had a friendship. But there was a time in my life where I was addicted to alcohol and drugs and I was headed in the wrong direction. And he had to do a lot of saving me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I come from a family where I've been sexually abused and physically abused, and I was abusing drugs and alcohol. And he was basically in this position to where he kept having to save me. And so when he decided he didn't want to have a kid and he didn't feel like it was the right time to do it. And, even if he wanted to move on to someone else, I felt like that was appropriate for him. Like you know what I mean? Like I loved him so much that it was just like, you know what? You need to do what makes you happy. And I get it. And I get it. Because in my teens and in my early 20s, even though I was like trying to become a minister, I was going to church and things like that, it was still difficult for me because I was still dealing with like being, sexually assaulted and physically, beaten, all types of stuff. And my family wasn't like the best family in the world. So it was very difficult to deal with as a teenager and as a young person trying to figure out who I wanted to be. And one of our off times, I started dating my daughter's father and I ended up having my daughter. And even when I had my daughter, my first love helped me take care of my daughter when she would come to Atlanta. So he lived in like Alabama, right? Um, and when me and my daughter's father, we cool. So when we would take turns with her, because sometimes he would have her in Maryland, and I would have my daughter in Atlanta with me. When my daughter would come to Atlanta with me, my first love would help me take care of my daughter financially and stuff like that. So I never had to take care of my daughter alone. I always had somebody be there for me. But when my first love decided that he wanted to be with someone else or he didn't want a child, I respected that. And I had already had by then my daughter by the end. So I just was like, I'm gonna do this for you. You know what I mean? The time before that, I was dating this guy who was from Jamaica.
Oh shit.
And he was abusive. He came from
Okay, let me ask you a question, SCO. Did
say
she
something else.
say
I was like,
that she was dating somebody that was 23 and she was 15? Did she say that?
I wasn't even listening. I ain't gonna lie. Shit was
Okay.
fucking man. It bored me the
I know
fuck
she
out.
said something about 23 or something, 15. If that's the case, then she can't be upset with Damo for dating an older guy.
That's just an excuse she using for Damo.
Yeah, I ain't never heard this
Because
lie before.
it finally kind of slipped out. The Zach Weber, she said, "Oh, Damo has her reasons for why she left." Yeah, she did.
Uh-huh. Man.
So violence was always
Yeah, let me get over there. Fast forward this shit.
I don't hear anything. Is the video playing? I don't hear nothing.
It went down. Press one if you can hear me. Press one if you can hear me. Press one. Press one. Press one if you can hear me. Press one. Oh shit. Oh yeah, I can't hear me. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, that's all I'm playing. Cause she's about to regurgitate some bullshit. Same stories, the way she wanted it is. I don't fucking hear that shit. Yeah. Uh Once again, shout out to everybody. Like I said, if you didn't catch the live yesterday, let's make two topics. Is main two things that came out so far. It's the fucking room was being paid for all this time, and how she's scamming folks out of them donations, claiming she needs to pay for the room. Also, she's going to jail. Oh, she's going to jail. That's a fact. She always claimed to be so noble and encouraging of men to go be with someone else. Meanwhile, still chasing a married man. Right. She gets on my nerves. Right. Yeah, that's the funny part about it. Exactly. But yeah, other than that, till next time, everybody stay up.